What it do, what it do, what it do. It's your boy Big Vibe Opinion back with another live video. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that share button. And most importantly, make sure you sub to the channel. Turn on that post notification bell so that you be notified each and every time that your boy Big Vibe is going live, man. With that being said, let's get into this intro. Welcome to Big Vibe Opinion. Moderators, with my permission, any negativity in the chat should be hidden from this channel. This channel is a negativity-free channel, drama-free channel, and we are here to push the message out. We will not be distracted. So with my permission, any negativity in the chat should be hidden from this channel. Welcome to Big Vibe Opinion platform.
There's haters. I don't have a message. I don't take my time to respond and to defend myself. Why would I do that? I'm giving you a microphone if I'm doing that. I'm giving you solace that you're in my life. I don't care. I really don't. So if it's been that way all my life, you would think that I'm used to it. I'm not new to this. I'm true to this, and I keep going. So I'm good with that, man. I'm good with that. This is a comfortable place for me.
Minutes and minutes say for me a lethal weapon, making niggas die. Weakness and breathless and perfection. Can you picture my plan? To be the man in this wicked land, underhanded, it's a plan. Scams and plotted over grams of rock. Outlaws, motherfuckers die by the random shot. We all die in the end, so revenge we swap. I was all about my ends, both friends and foes. Me, a born leader, never lead a block without my heater. Got me a dog and named him my bitch nigga heater. What could they do to me, a little brat? Shit, them niggas that shot me and still terrified I beat their ass. How can I show you how I feel inside? We outlaws, motherfuckers can't kill my pride. Niggas talk a lot of shit, but that's after them gone. Cause they fear me in the physical form. Let them be known them troubles. Troubles, nigga. Outlaws. Put it down to the fullest. Spitting rhymes and bullets. Troubles. Y'all know what time it is. Call the police. They can't stop us. Niggas running the streets. Trouble. Gutter ways. My mentality is ghetto. A gorilla in this criminal war. We all rebels. Step before the sun. I bet I bomb on them first. Niggas knew we came from murder. Pulling up in the hearse. West side was the war cry. Busting off freely. Screaming fuck all y'all niggas in Swahili. Pistol back and fresh out of jail. I ain't going back. Release me to the care. I'm a heartless trap. Say my name 3 times. Like candy, man. Bet I roll on your ass like an avalanche. I'm so survivor. Learn to get high and go drive-bys. Murder my phone, can't control my nine. Hearing thoughts of my enemies, please, please. Bust ass motherfuckers trying to flee. Picture me, jump survive.
What up, man? Keffe D, man. Keffe D has been popping like fish grease. Keffe D has been popping like fish grease, man. Hope everybody's having a good day out there. I ain't come on long, not too long. Just giving a brief update on some news that's trending right now at the moment. Keffe D made his first court appearance today, and from the sounds of it, it's finna be some pressure applied to Keffe D. Keffe D does have counsel, but the way the Nevada prosecutors are talking, it's finna be some singing going on. There's finna be some singing going on. So we're gonna get to this here. There go our brother Keffe D. The brother Keffe D. But I want y'all to see right here at KTNV Channel 13 Las Vegas. They say this is the interview that led to the arrest. They got the interview up here that led to the arrest. But the thing about the interview that they have that they say led to the arrest of Keffe D, that's not the Vlad interview. That is the interview from the Art of Dialogue. That is the interview from the Art of Dialogue. So that kind of give us like, where are they getting this reports from? Where did this news outlet get the report that was the specific interview that led to the arrest? But we're gonna let y'all hear. I'm gonna let y'all hear some of what happened during the first court appearance today, and I want y'all to listen to the prosecutor. After the arraignment. Make sure y'all hit that like button, man. Here's the prosecutor after the arraignment. Here's the arraignment.
The record reflect that Mr. Davis is present in custody. Mr. DeGiacomo.
Man, it's an old man, bro. Look how this man is walking, man. Look how this man is walking, man. I don't know.
The record reflect that Mr. Davis is present in custody. Mr. DeGiacomo and Mr. Colal are here on behalf of the state. Mr. Davis, sir, have you retained counsel to represent you in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
We will continue to ask for a no bail setting because we believe under Nevada law and the evidence in this case that the proof is evident and the presumption is great that he will be convicted of first-degree murder, and that'll.
Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? This shit ain't looking too good for our brother Keffe D. This shit ain't looking too good for the brother Keffe D right now. They asking for no bail, and they feel like they have enough evidence to prove that the brother Keffe D committed the murder.
Yes, ma'am.
We will continue to ask for a no bail setting because we believe under Nevada law and the evidence in this case that the proof is evident and the presumption is great that he will be convicted of first-degree murder, and that allows us to ask for a no bail setting. Well, he's no different than any other defendant. I mean, we had a feeling this day was coming in the recent history based upon some of the events that have occurred in the last few years and few months. I like to see the person in person because on these cases, it's usually me that makes the ultimate decision on how to proceed. So I like to look at a person who's being charged with a crime in such a high-profile case. I like to look at their mannerisms. I like to look at their demeanor. I like to listen to them and kind of get a feel for their attitude. Well, it's a cold case.
He say he like to look at the person because it's him. It's him who make the ultimate decision. It's him who makes the ultimate decision. Boy, Nevada, they can ask for a no bail in the state of Nevada. They can ask for a no bail if they feel they have enough evidence to bring a conviction.
It's been lingering for 27 years, but I felt there was sufficient legally admissible evidence
What's up, Nisimo?
to move forward. That's why we presented it to a grand jury. The grand jury agreed that there was probable cause to return an indictment. But this case is like no other case. In a court of law, we have to present sufficient legal evidence to hopefully prove his guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. Any case that's 27 years old sometimes presents some challenges, but we feel very confident that the criminal justice system will work in this case.
Yeah, I feel like it is
Okay.
A continuance of this
Mo Preem.
This
I hadn't even watched this. We got Mo Preem, man. I haven't even watched this whole court proceeding. Okay, let's see what Mo Preem got to say.
Yeah, I feel like it is a continuance of this new period where there appears to be some accountability. There really wasn't there wasn't no surprises. I thought they might mention what they were going to do about bond, but yeah, this is going to be a long process. We're going to see what's going to happen. It's really at the beginning, and I'm just braced for whatever's next. Correct. I feel law enforcement hasn't cared for a long time, and we.
Now that's a critical statement right there by Mo Preem. Mo Preem says law enforcement haven't cared for a long time. Well, why is law enforcement so invested now? Why is law enforcement so invested now?
A young black man. This whole case is a young black man. This whole case is a young time. And we, a young black man. This whole case is a young black man. Correct. I feel law enforcement hasn't cared for a long time. And we, a young black man. This whole case is a young black man. So young black men often deal with delayed justice because we are often viewed as the criminals. So justice has been delayed for quite some time in spite of all the eyes, all the attention, despite the celebrity of my brother, despite the, the city where it happened, where a lot of pedestrians are walking all the time, a lot of security, a lot of high rollers, a lot of wealthy people are there. So it's hard to believe that there's not more security information on the case. Well, it sucks. The whole affair sucks. The fact that this indictment came down is a little hope, but we want justice for Pop. And that's the long and short of it. I'm just waiting to see what happens. Like I said, everything is curious. You got all types of police departments, law enforcement, the feds were involved in a portion of it. Wait to see how it all turns out.
Now that's crazy. That's crazy. Cause pretty much that just goes to show you, like in the black community, that just goes to show you in the black community, man, how this is why we are this what how you
Welcome to
hold on
BreezeLine,
just a second.
where anything is possible thanks to better internet. With
Mo Preem body language, his thought process, everything is like how we, the black community, feel about law enforcement. And when it comes to them doing their job. And this is why we feel the way we feel when it comes to these people being so invested in bringing R. Kelly down. Because we never seen law enforcement behave in such a way. And I know I'm talking about Keffe D right now, but if you look at as you look at the brother Mo Preem, he don't even sound excited about the simple fact that an arrest has been made. He kind of sound like, shit, here we go again with this, like So I'm looking at the body language, like, you know what I'm saying. He like, why y'all? He almost is to why y'all pulling us through this shit again. You know what I'm saying? What up, Jill? What up, Uncle Muse?
What up, fellas?
Nephew, what's up, Crux? How you feeling, my brother? Nephew, how you feeling, man?
Bye.
Man,
Everybody.
no much, man. I'm chilling. I just came across, Keffe D had his first hearing today, and of course they say the prosecutors say they got enough evidence to put him on a no bail. Where he won't get no bail in the state of Nevada if they feel they got enough evidence in a strong enough case, they can deny bail. They got to have a strong enough case for a conviction, and they can deny bail.
Yeah, just seeing how that brother was walking in the courtroom, I mean, it's bittersweet. You know what I'm saying? Because on one hand, you do want justice for the family, and the fans for Pac. But on the other hand, you seeing a brother that's up in age, you know what I'm saying, that may not really had nothing to do with the situation, but they just want to pin it on him because he may have implicated himself in a few things. But it's
And I mean,
go ahead, bro.
even with Suge Knight, I'm the type of person, man. I listen to what people say and how they say it. I listened to Suge interview from jail with TMZ, and he's like, "Nah, Keffe D ain't do it. I ain't saying nothing. I never do this, or I never tell this, or never tell that. Keffe D didn't do it." But you saying Keffe D didn't do it as if you know who did it, but you not gonna speak on it because they're street business. Like a lot of this shit is crazy, bro. But then at the same time, we look at like Mopreme say, man. We look at black men don't get the proper investigations because we normally looked at as the ones who are doing the attacks.
Absolutely. Man, it's just this whole thing, all this information, these people had this information for years upon years. Shout out to my beautiful sister Nisha Mo in the chat. How you doing?
But they saying I got the thing right here. This is the interview. Remember the interview we played yesterday?
Right.
They saying that's the interview that led to the indictment.
Wow.
This is what the news is playing right here. And
exactly.
They titled Keffe D's interview leads to his arrest, and this is the interview they got.
Live at 5, more information about what a grand jury saw before they decided to indict Dwayne Keffe D. Davis in the murder of Tupac Shakur nearly 30 years ago. Thank you so much for joining us. Live at 5, I'm Trisha Keene. Channel 13 has obtained newly released video and photos, part of the evidence seen by the grand jury. And our Brian Horwath has more on what it all means.
It's becoming more apparent that Dwayne Keffe D. Davis likely talked himself into his own indictment nearly 3 decades after the murder of Tupac Shakur.
We now know more evidence considered by a Clark County grand jury in returning an indictment against Dwayne Keffe D. Davis. It consists mainly of Davis's own words gathered over the past few years from interviews he gave.
I got no reason to lie.
In various public forums on YouTube and in an autobiography, Davis described the events that brought down the rap legend.
Y'all need to come buy my book, Compton's a Street Legend. It's a good read, man. It's nothing but the truth.
Davis admitted to being one of 4 people in the infamous white Cadillac that fateful September night. He says his crew noticed Tupac because the rapper was hanging out of the front passenger side window of a black BMW driven by Suge Knight along Flamingo Road near the Strip.
Shit, he had half his body out the window. Yeah.
Contrary to what gang member Denvonta Lee told the grand jury, jurors heard Davis claim in an interview with Urban City TV it was Orlando Anderson, his nephew, who shot Shakur on September 7th, 1996.
He gave the gun to Orlando, and Orlando shot Tupac and Suge.
Yeah, he did his thing, yeah.
Davis also said after the shooting, his crew went back to their Strip hotel to pop bottles.
Didn't nobody know but us 4 that was in the car.
The other 3 men in that car with Davis are now all deceased, and investigators say it's unlikely Davis would have ever been arrested if he hadn't opened his mouth.
Orlando, not to tell nobody, right?
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
I said, on this type, you can't be telling nobody. That's the only way you're going to stay free.
Davis is set to be arraigned on a single charge of murder before district.
Man, you gotta be absolute like, oh man. And this is what has happened, right? With these interviews, when they bringing these OGs on here to do interviews and paying them this money, man. Some of these OGs ain't realizing that, man, you going before the world on this interview. Everybody's gonna hear this interview. Everybody's gonna hear this interview. And if you got the FBI watching you, man, you need to be, you telling your nephew not to speak and don't say nothing. That's the only way you're going to stay free. And you come out here and do the exact opposite.
Yeah, man, that was insane to sit up there and sit on a platform and just run your mouth like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, where they do that at? Like, but it happens time and time again, especially with that particular platform over there. You know what I'm saying? With that guy, we already seen this a million times. It's the same suit warmed over. They get over there with that Vlad guy, and they get to spilling their beans. I don't understand.
That one, he was on Art of Dialogue, though.
Oh, he was on Art of Dialogue. Okay.
Doing all that talking with the striped shirt on. That's when they asked Mike Tyson say if he had 5 minutes in the room with Pop Killer and Keffe D, like, all I need is 1 second. He said, "Bro, we watched it yesterday." What he said?
Yeah, I remember that. I just sent you one with Napoleon saying it wasn't either one of them.
Man, right now at this point, people gonna say what we gonna expect people to say, because we gotta understand how many people could get caught up in this shit. And if it is deeper than what we may know, you know what I'm saying? So now people gonna be like, but how can you say it's not neither one of them? But then you ain't saying who it is. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that, I don't advocate snitching in certain scenarios, but man, this is my boy. He lost his life. This is an open case. This shit ain't got no rest to it, bro. How long do we go? That code of the street type shit. That street code, no talking, no telling. I understand that. But under what circumstances do you know what I'm saying? Look, man, it wasn't them.
When is it applicable and when is it not? You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't advocate that, but I can't sit here. If I'm not going to go and take care of business, if somebody wants to do something to my brother, if I'm not going to go take care of that, then what the hell is it doing me not to speak on?
Yeah, like if you living next door to a serial rapist in your neighborhood, that shit should be a no-brainer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Under what circumstances do this? Everybody coming out saying it ain't this, it ain't. But then they got to understand this though. Y'all saying it ain't. Ain't nobody say it was him. He put himself into this situation.
Yeah, crazy.
So we have to consider. Ain't nobody go down there and tell them Keffe D did this. This nigga is implementing himself.
Yeah, and then the trickle down effect could be massive when you talk about, like you said, everybody else that could be implicated in this situation because he ran his mouth. Now you got people that they trying to, now the rumors are resurfacing about you know, Diddy and they was his security against the East Coast West, man. Man, this thing could be massively, you know, it could affect so many people's lives. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
And I was telling some brother just a minute ago when I was over on some homeless from New Orleans. I was on their live and they were like, you know, Suge say he ain't cooperating this, that, and the third. I say, man, y'all gotta understand. Suge know the position that he's in. He's in prison. So if Suge come out on TMZ, man, them niggas in prison get reports every day. If he come out on TMZ and say, I'm gonna tell the people whatever they need to know, man, that get back into the jail. Now Suge gotta be inside. He gotta be in the shoe.
Yeah, he got
They
to,
want to put him in the shoe.
Yeah, he when they question him, he definitely gonna give him a spin. I mean, he gonna spin him off.
Yeah.
He not trying to be involved with that.
No, man. Then you said you cooperate and gotta understand the motherfucker who they want to allege is behind this shit. This a motherfucker with money. So it's easily to get you touched inside of there. You gonna be there every day until your out date. So
exactly.
You know, I tell people you gotta understand this shit. You gotta think about this shit on a street level as well as what we're witnessing. Suge can't come out and say he gonna tell on Keffe D. Cause then that's gonna we need to get Suge out of here. But at the same time, Suge not cooperating, you know, it's just gonna raise questions all the way around the board. But the first name to pop up during this shit was P. Diddy. And then you got the same dude, Keffe D, who said Diddy gave them the money, funded them money to buy guns. So now, guess what? If Diddy funded y'all money to buy guns, did the money he give y'all buy the gun that fucking allegedly killed Pop?
Exactly. Now, Keffe D coming out speaking, it's either one or two things for me and from my vantage point. Either he's allegedly, I want to put allegedly, somebody, one of them people is putting him up to this because he working out his deal first.
Yep.
Or
he want the big fish. They want the big fish. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's either one of them type of situations, or it's a situation where it's a personal thing, like he feeling some type of remorse. You know what I'm saying?
And that happened, man. And I know that type of shit, right? You know, I got an uncle, bro. My uncle, he had to do some shit. He had to protect himself. So he had to handle some business, but it was in self-defense. But still to this day, man, that shit been like 20 years ago. That shit still bother my uncle right now, to this day.
I've seen that before. I've seen a similar situation where it was eating somebody up that they had to you know do what they had to do, but then it was just eating them at every day, so they wouldn't end up turning themselves in after 20-something years. It happens sometimes. Some people can't live with that guilty conscience.
That conscience is gonna eat at you and eat at you and eat at you. And what do they say? Normally, when people get sick, is when they really start talking and start telling the truth about things that they have done and this, that, and the third, because they know shit, they on their way out the door. You know what I'm saying? If I get incarcerated right now, shit, they gonna put me in the sick ward. Shit, I might be in there for what? Until I'm done. You know what I'm saying? They had this man coming that bitch. He got band-aids. He got band-aids all on his arm from sticks and shit, limping like a mother. Like, come on, man. He don't look like he got much longer to go.
Imagine, and then just imagine, you know,
What's up, Darlene? What's up, Miss Lady T?
You know, in the back of your mind, Tupac, bro, you got something to do with that, or you know who did it? How that not going fuck with your conscience? You know what I'm saying? So I kind of understand if that's what it is. You know what I'm saying?
And he wasn't well off, because if he would have been well off, and this is where you're gonna have to look at who allegedly funded this situation. You supposed to be made sure this brother was straight for the rest of his life.
Like,
because the only reason why he was out here doing fucking interviews is because he ain't had no bread.
Man, and that's the story, man, with Diddy, man. Like, now, had he did his people right, and they try to come at him like they did with Kels with this big old conspiracy shit, man, they'd have his back. But you got people like, you know what I'm saying? Man, that nigga Diddy did me dirty, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why you treat people right, because you never know, man.
Man, I'll tell you, I was watching this show, and Mace was on there. It's called It Is What It Is. I think that's the name of it, with Mace and Cameron and some other person on there. And they was like, oh, Keffe D got locked up. So this nigga Mace on the show, like, I heard that name before. Who is that? You know, so he acting like he lost. So the dude like, you don't know who Keffe D is? He's like, he said, I heard, and Mace like, I heard that name somewhere before. So the dude like, bad boy.
Wow.
Like, you know who Keffe D is, man. Come on, Mace. Come on now, Mace. But see, one of his bodyguards have doing interviews right now implicating Diddy. See, what we're watching now is we are about to witness the Swedes be put on people.
Oh my God!
Bring down a mogul in the industry.
Man,
ain't nobody finna go lay down. We living in a society where people aren't taking licks for nobody no more. They finna get your ass up, man. Even if you innocent. We seen that with Kels.
It's sickening, bro. I don't even want to see it, man. But you know, we just got to be. It's the inevitable, man. Like we already know. You know, if they go that route, man, with it and try to go full force, man, it's gonna be ugly, man. It's gonna be ugly. You know, and I would hate to see bear witness to something like that, to take down of an icon, another one. Come on, man. It's like people get on these platforms and they give up all these details. Now, you may be feeling some type of way if that's the case, but you're not thinking about who else you may be affecting, who else lives. You know what I'm saying? That's selfish.
Why did they want to come back? Why did they want to come back and lock OJ up? OJ got acquitted, and he go off in Malibu, Hollywood somewhere, and live his life peaceful, quietly. You never hear about OJ again. Exactly. OJ goes and write a book.
Write a book.
If I would have did it. Now you taunting us now.
Right, the only thing
beat us, you gonna go and write a book.
Yeah, man. That's the only thing people need to practice is, you know, like Vi, you say it all the time. You got two eyes, 2 ears, and 1 mouth for a reason.
I'm telling you, man. What up, V White? What's up, Julie? This shit is it's crazy. When Kels beat Cook County in 08, what did Kels do? What did Kels say? I know people want him. I know people say I shouldn't do music. I shouldn't talk about this. I shouldn't talk about that. But I'm going to do what I want to do because they don't know nothing about this. Put out a #1 hit during your trial. You antagonizing these people.
Exactly.
Not saying you did it on purpose, but the way they look at it, damn, this nigga ain't taking it serious. Okay, we finna bake another cake for you. We're gonna see if you can eat this.
Right. Now they got a vendetta, you know? Now it's just only a matter of time. And see,
that's it.
And Russell saw the writing on the wall, and he just got the hell up out of Dodge. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I know y'all trying to.
Yeah, Russell dipped on their ass, gone.
Man, he got low.
But I told people, I said something about this shit. Soon as the news broke, man, listen to what the first name they bring up. Why would they bring up this man's name if he hadn't been? Who reported this shit to these people for them to bring up?
Came the search warrant, and it was actually placed at the home of a woman who is married to Dwayne Keith Davis. Dwayne Keith Davis, he is a very famous former gang member who was friends with Diddy. He was friends with Eazy.
Why would this is on the news, man?
Right. Diddy out of the clear blue sky, they drop his name.
What do them locking up Keffe D got to do with Diddy? Why was Diddy's name even implicated around Keffe D?
Yeah, that's a sure sign, man. I hope that brother go on here and take heed and do what he need to do to protect himself and everybody else that was associated, because for them to just drop his name like that for no dang good reason. Come on now.
What's up, Miss Ann? This shit crazy, man. Why is Diddy name associated with this dude's name? This shit is on the news, bro.
Hey, what up, Shamika? How you doing, sis? Yeah, this whole situation, man. It's just we see the play. I was talking. We were chopping it up earlier about this. How this situation with Kels has, sharpened our vision on how they do these things. We could see shit before it happened now. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like we see the play. Like other people may not see it as clearly as we do, but we see it as clear as a chandelier. You know what I'm saying? It's like we see how they lining it up. You know what I'm saying?
And then they doing it outright. Like they ain't even hiding the fact that, hey, look, we got Keffe D, did it. We on the way.
Man.
But you gotta be a damn fool, to even go back to this whole story. They gotta understand, if they solve it, people not even looking at the big picture. If people don't understand that if they allegedly solve Tupac murder, guess who else murder will be solved?
Hey, you better say that.
Notorious B.I.G. They are going to say how they are going to intertwine these cases together.
In the age of the Rico racketeering age, you want to open up your mouth on social media and implicate yourself in no one ain't no limitations, statute of limitations on murder.
And they say, who has the most to gain? Who had the most to gain during this situation? What if they fucking around and come back and I wouldn't be surprised at this time. I wouldn't be surprised if they come back, man, and Diddy and Suge colluded together. I wouldn't be surprised at none of this shit, man.
Man, wouldn't be surprised, bro.
I understand. I understand why Suge. I'm not gonna say why would Suge come out and say he ain't gonna cooperate, because I do understand why he would say it. Because if he is gonna cooperate, guess what he gonna do? We done seen what these motherfuckers did in our Kelly case. They went and asked for what they needed. Y'all want me to cooperate? I need immunity. I need Section 8. When you hold information and the government need it, you can damn near get whatever you want. You want the red carpet at the gate when you walk out?
Hey, Ann, appreciate you. How you doing? But yeah. The Only Queen said drop the link, bro. I don't know if you see it, but bro, this is crazy. I can't even fathom how people are feeling that was around during that time. Can you imagine that? They look on the news like, man, I was running with this cat around that time, man. You see this shit?
Mm-hmm. Oh, they probably somewhere, goddamn it, making arraignments and all type of shit, because they like, hey, this man, they say the man been doing interviews, but no, it was a detective. All they did was took this man paperwork that Daniel saw this case a while back. They didn't held on their paperwork. The man been cracked the case years ago.
Oh,
but
yeah.
it wasn't timing. The timing.
And that go to what Shamika said. We were just talking about that, the election time. You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden. And people think we tweaking, but I'm telling you, election time, and they've been had this all this time. They got files stacked up when they want to pull that file out. You know what I'm saying? And use it as a political leverage, and how they tie in the media and the smear campaign and the propaganda. You know what I'm saying? All that shit ties in a way. People think they don't think like that, but that's exactly how they think. You know what I'm saying? Because they trying to get the minds of the people. And the trickle down effect, if Biden's administration is in office right now, who do you think the trickle down effect gonna fall down to his administration is gonna be over the state, the city, county, and local. Whoever's up top, their administration are gonna fill those seats. So it's all political. You know what I'm saying? You gotta know how politics work.
Simple
and they use this type of stuff as leverage. Whenever they want to pull a rabbit out of hat, hey, let's just pull this one out now. We still got the other ones in the tuck though for later on down the road. You know what I'm saying?
And then guess what? They have Keffe D. I wanted the people to know this. Keffe D hearing today, but guess what was going on at the White House? Kevin McCarthy was removed as White House Speaker.
Wow.
Following the motion to vacate.
See, as we speak.
There's a lot of shit going on that people ain't, the people, man, this shit they having a whole out war. They having a whole out war of Crips and Bloods in the White House. Right now.
Right.
Going on. Every day they arguing back and forth. Trying to prevent the government shutdown, all type of shit. They trying to get Mitch McConnell ass out of there too, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's they talk about a government shutdown. What is that? Like, y'all can't come to a mutual understanding.
The same shit and that government shutdown is the same shit we were dealing with when Biden got elected, coming off the Trump era. The government they were trying to prevent a government shutdown then.
Come on now. So now all this resurfacing at this critical time right now, and then you throw this into the mainstream media. You know what I'm saying? Come on now, it ain't no coincidence. This is damn near 30 years ago. Y'all been had all this information. So you mean to tell me this a coinky dink? Nah, bro.
Come on, why y'all ain't coming out and tell us the real shooter in the MLK, the real reason MLK died? Because for me, what I've come to understand, the man was still living when he got to the hospital.
Facts.
Now, why they didn't promote that? The doctor that was in the room who said that he was still living when he came there said that they put a pillow over the man and suffocated him.
Exactly.
And I'm gonna just say allegedly because that's alleged, but at the same time, why we ain't solving none of that shit? Man, it's a lot of shit going on. Man, they can't even solve a goddamn the bullshit we dealing with COVID. That shit's still going on right now to this day. They can solve anything they want to solve, but they choose not to solve certain shit because they don't want to.
They got their picks and chooses, depending on the agenda at that moment. You know what I'm saying?
Most definitely. A lot of this shit is agenda based, and it's an attack on the urban community. Like I say, man, it's so much shit, bro. Like I be looking at shit. I'm gonna tell you one thing I be thinking about, man. Like I ride in the suburb, bro. You don't see none of that unhealthy shit out in the suburb, man. You go to the suburb, you see Chick-fil-A, you see different shit like upscale fast food. They fast food restaurants, but they the healthy fast food restaurants. You know, but you come to the hood, you got a Popeyes, McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King, Taco Bell, all within 1 mile. Every other mile. You got liquor, you got more liquor stores than you got doctor's offices.
Whew.
How we gonna combat that? We gonna raise the age up to 21 on buying cigarettes. What the fuck? If you're in the hood, you can buy cigarettes at 15.
Yep.
Those laws only work when you go to places you're not from.
Man, listen. I was just like, they got this immigration going on, bro. And before I go there, they got this immigration going on 30 years ago with the Arabs, right? So, like the stores that you just named, the liquor stores and the convenience stores that sell us all this crap, who owns those? They let them people come over here for all these years tax-free. They ain't got to have no ID, and but they give them business loans. When we can't get none in our communities, but then they open up
they
shop.
were paid to come over here. They were paid to come over here. That's the part we miss. They were paid to come over here.
Exactly.
We ain't missed it. They think we missed it because we know they allowed it. How are you gonna sit here and tell us that y'all not allowing this shit when these people running a fucking scheme that the whole hood know? These people come in here for 2-3 years and then they gone. Then a new set come in, and then the same set of people keep swapping out every 2-3 years so they don't have to pay tax. Now, how you gonna tell us that if we see this shit, y'all know this shit?
And the same with, remember the guy, what's his name, that used to do the late night show that was from the UK. What's his name? He had a show. He was on CBS. He had a show, the late night show. Okay, after who?
Phil Donahue.
No, remember the guy that used to ride around with all of the rappers and singers, and he knew all of the songs. He would be Barack Obama even rode with him, and Michelle Obama, them. You know, they was riding around with him singing. You know, he knew all of the lyrics to all of the black songs.
I'm trying to think of it.
I can't think of his name, but anyway.
The big heavy set guy, the white guy.
Yes.
Wow.
He did his time over here, made his money, and did what he needed to do. Now he going back.
I'm trying to figure one thing out, man. But this is what I heard, and I have to say alleged, but the reason why they let these refugees over here is because when they get them citizenship, they classify them as white Americans, even the Africans. Somebody told, this is some shit I was just having a conversation, and they say they put like an African from. Now we don't talk about a dark person, but they say on their ID they classify them as white. Because of that's how they keep their numbers, because they saying that, you know, it was some shit that some with the census as far as the whites are dying off. So how
and it's also voters. It also it helps them in the process of the voter. When they're getting ready to vote. So what they want us to believe that they are not. If they're not a full-fledged citizen, they can't vote. But it has been established and verified and checked. Some of these people have been voting.
Bingo.
And they've been voting for whatever president that allowed them to come into this country.
Thank you.
Yep. So they need that vote. And hey, these folks just hit that on the head, because they know for a fact Black people ain't feeling what's going on with Buddy right now that's in office. So they had to go ahead and bring in another population of people. I'm driving down the street And I'm seeing people, I don't know what nationality these people are. They out in front of the police station on the 111 with tents, sleeping bags. Out there, they've been out there for months. Just out there kicking it, walking around with lawnmowers and ladders. They trying to do work, picking fruit about the
And
tree.
guess what? Their whole family got $4,000. Every head got $4,000-$5,000 when they came into this over here. Every head got $4,000-$5,000. Man, did you hear what Trump was giving them? I mean, not Trump. Biden was giving them families $50,000-$60,000 and talking about sending them to get them started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and I sent you guys some information. Y'all look at it. Don't sleep on it. There is money out there that they're giving away, and it's to the 31st. Y'all go get what belonged to you.
Shit, I'm finna show enough get it.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna appreciate that, sis. I'm definitely gonna.
If you read Psalms 83, it will tell you that these people, all the other nations, come against one nation. And when I say nation, I'm not talking about different country. I'm talking about a group of race of people. They come against, well, us with one mind, and that's why all this stuff is going on. Just look at it. Everybody coming to America.
But
Why
also, you got to also look at what the Pope just said. The Pope is saying now that that they got to relax the religion and be okay with same-sex marriages and women coming in as being deacons and preachers and women coming in marrying women and men coming in marrying men. That he's saying that the people, the religion must relax, but that ain't what the word says. That's what the man said, but that ain't what the word says.
Right.
Exactly. See, they want to make that, they want to normalize that, and they are specifically targeting the youth with this agenda.
Yes.
And it's like, bro, if y'all can't see for a fact that they are targeting the youth, is population control, is demasculizing the alpha male in society. It's a targeted hit.
Because the world can't reproduce without the man.
And that's the part that people don't understand. I posted that and I got so many other answers. And my question was, is life in the man or the woman?
But you can't even hear, you don't even hear shit about these sperm banks hardly no more. What have they done to them? Where have they went?
Right.
I want to get back on this Diddy situation, my brother. I want everybody to understand what's happening here when it comes to that. And I hope and pray he's listening, because I did hashtag him when I was in this chat. I want y'all to understand, him to understand. I don't like what you said and what you did and how you handled Rob. I don't like it at all. But I specifically sent you a message and told you it's coming back to bite you. But I want to tell you, as a brother and every other brother, if you know that these people have brought this man in, they know this man did not do what they're claiming he did. They know he didn't do it. They're going to squeeze him if they hadn't already. I believe they already have. The reason why he's even locked up, because he's not who they want. They want you. Diddy, get your ass out of this country. If you know, like I know, get up out of here, because it ain't worth it. These people don't care about us as a people. I care about my people. Whether y'all have wronged us, each other or not, it doesn't matter. I don't feel that it's fair and it's right for us to keep locking our people up when we have read, those of us that have read that Willie Lynch letter. Them bastards told us they can no longer shackle us the way we were shackled before. They're going to get us through our men. And the way they're going to do that is incarcerate them. That's the new age of slavery.
Yep. In the schools, it's the prison system.
That's why they don't have windows in the new schools. In our schools, the schools that they're now putting our children in, they don't have windows.
Mm-hmm.
They want to claim it's what we just got doing open. No, you're supposed to have windows in the schools.
This is another problem right here. Wait till y'all see this shit. That's a fucking problem right here. Look at this shit. Now, why they got a 7-foot tall motherfucker in a little ass pink house?
Wow.
Oh, hold on. I don't know what's going on, man. What's going on?
Yeah. Told you it's a talk. Psalms 83 will tell you they talking to all the Negroes.
It just ain't right, man.
And we have fallen into dyes of temptation.
Right.
Yeah.
Jesus
of temptation.
We are living in Sodom and Gomorrah. It's Sodom and that's where we are right now.
Yeah. And they not pushing this on the Caucasian man, but as our men, they're doing it too.
Watch one.
Because they ain't got to push it on the Caucasian men because they've been doing it.
Right.
Come to a press conference. Man, look at this.
Is that the one with the hair? He got the hair pressed? Yes.
Look, sit down, man. Look how he do when he comes down, bro.
Yeah.
This is a ritual. This is a humiliation type of thing. And it's sad that our people will do this for money.
Man, what the fuck?
Bro, he's sitting over there.
The love of money.
He's sitting over there like with a whole SWV with a goatee. What is going on?
Look at how he wipe his hair back. Ain't this what damn what I call Alice Don Warren told ass to do? Why should I swipe his hair back? Man, ain't no man doing no shit like that, bro.
What the hell did they offer you for you to come out and do this?
No, his daddy didn't beat him enough.
His daddy wasn't there.
You know what's crazy?
Oh, hell no. They're doing a whole press conference and shit.
They'll say that the man wasn't there, but you'll let the white man be your daddy, and look what you're doing.
And let me tell you, don't get this thing twisted to think that they're not going to lock their asses up too. They're locking them up too.
But this has been a problem with this dude for the last couple seasons, man. The fucking dreads, man. The dude went from a little fro. The next season, he had the dreads all the way down his back. Now you went from the dreads to a fucking perm?
To a pressing,
silk press.
And you know what's even more, unfortunate about the situation is that, they selling their soul. But whole time, this brother probably not even a homosexual. He's just doing this.
Right.
But at the same time, you gotta look at the side that it's fucking millions of kids that look up to this dude.
Thank you. That's my point, baby. That's my point right there.
He might be straight, but what about those kids that don't understand?
That look up to that brother.
See, this is why the Bible said the white man is the devil. If you read that Bible correctly,
you know, black fingernails and all type of shit, man. What the fuck?
What they call them, the blue-eyed devils.
Yeah.
Just think about the mixed signals that a middle school boy that want to be just like him is receiving. You know, that's dribbling a basketball in his backyard right now, shooting hoops, want to be just like Jimmy.
But then I watched the football game this weekend and I seen the pride colors on the football field.
Thank you.
Crazy.
They in the church, baby. They flashing them in the church.
They just did it. The brother that came out during the draft and said that he was openly, into another man. They blackballed this man, but now they are pushing this type of shit.
Well, remember the black president. He was calling them to the White House, congratulating them.
Wow.
He opened the floodgate to hell for them. But the sad part about it, people don't really believe that there is a hell.
Man.
Yep, you're right.
Yeah, like Shamika just said, they in the pulpit now.
Thank you. Yeah, you got two men marrying, talking about first man and the first, what? First man.
First man. What kind of?
And then you got Frida Johnson, man, going around mad, crying, talking about they kicked him out the church because they watched his interviews and found out that he was in that prison, loving boy. Man, how can you get mad, man? You said this shit. Did nobody go looking for this? You sit on these interviews talking about, you and your sexual preferences, bro. You can't get out of prison because you're not in there no more. Say, oh, I got me a woman. This is me now. No, it don't work that way.
And we've been duped. We the same political party that is pushing this agenda.
Thank you, baby.
We've been duped to vote for them for decades.
And I'm that same one that's gonna do exactly what they did to McCarthy. I'm ready to do the same thing to them, just like what Vi did to that old dude over there when he kicked them, gave him a swift kick up out of here. That's what I'm ready to do to them.
Thank you.
But it's so crazy though, and this is some shit that I be thinking about, man. You remember how I used to be back in the day when your mama would say, you literally had to stop women from saying this shit. I'm your mama and your daddy. Just because the dad wasn't around.
No, you don't ever say that.
That used to be a saying. I'm your mama and your daddy.
Yeah.
What?
Because you dissing the daddy. That means you're telling this child that this is normal. No, it's not normal. You didn't have that child by yourself.
Your child that your daddy is a woman.
Good. Think about the psychological damage that's doing to a little boy. When you telling him, well, boy, hey, it ain't no difference between the gender. Nah, it's super differences. That's why the agendas and the roles are reversed these days. If you tell a little boy, I'm your mama and your daddy, they think that, oh, so daddy acts just like you. That's why now when they grow up and they become teenagers, they super emotional and they don't know how to handle emotion and they end up killing somebody because they in their feelings instead of knowing how to deal with their feelings correctly as a man.
Baby, let me tell you, just what you just said. Yeah, I don't know if y'all saw it on the news where you guys are. And I was intending to tell you about this earlier, Vi. Okay, you're talking about a 17-year-old that can't, a 17 or 18-year-old that don't supposedly know the right from wrong between a man being with a man or what have you, if she wants to be with a man. Why are they charging this 10-year-old first-degree murder?
Shooting his teammate. Or 11-year-old.
First-degree murder.
You talking about the 10 years old that shot his mother?
No, it was an 11-year-old boy that shot I seen one with an 11-year-old boy shot his football teammate.
The one that shot his mother.
Over a video game or something?
Yes.
But they say
it's in the same city where I'm at.
Psychologic. They say the boy psyche, he don't even know what he did. They say the boy talking about playing the game and he was playing the game when they went there and got him.
But you know what's the crazy part? Talking about he unplugged the cameras. What 10 years old would know how to unplug cameras?
Thank you.
Come on now. And that
no, you got 10-year-olds that knows how to unplug the camera.
How to do it, but I mean, if he know what he done, would he had even still been in the house the whole time? His mama and
But something is fishy with that story. And then when I look at the court video, I'm like, and they giving him teddy bears. And I said, this boy didn't do this. This is too far fetched, man. It's something else up with that
But
story.
see, that's the thing with the media, though. I remember a time back in the day. I think I can say back in the day. I'm not too old, but I'm old enough to say back in the day. I remember a time back in the day. You can listen to that shit on the news, and you can really call it and say, "Man, that's a white folk shit." You know.
Thank you.
But now we live in a time you got to wait to fucking see who it is. You just can't say that's a white person did that. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what? What's causing? I'm gonna tell you this: it's the poison of the food, it's the poison of the water, the chemtrails in the air that's causing us to go crazy. They know what they're doing.
No, it's us wanting to be like them.
Hold on, Missimo.
Right.
They found a young black lady in Florida hanging from a tree. Then first thing they said she committed suicide. I just don't know. I mean, I just can't believe it, man. Niggas hanging themselves in 2023. It goes back to the Jackson, Mississippi shit. All this shit in Mississippi when they talk about the man just hung himself. Like how are all these black people just hanging themselves?
But you know what? The same crap they tried to tell us about Emmett Till. That was the beginning of the. They want to tell us this story. No, nothing happened to him. Remember when his mama was looking for the ring? She knew it was the ring was she saw the ring, and they was like, no, that's not his ring. These people been lying.
What's up, Meek? We got our sister Styles by her meekness. What up, Meek? What's going on?
Hey, how y'all doing?
Hey, baby.
Hey there. I was gonna tune in and what Vi just said as far as the young black girl, what happened down there in Florida, like that wasn't the first time that happened. Like I think it happened a couple of years ago with another black I can't remember if it was a male or a female that was hung from a tree in the same area.
Wow.
Yeah.
His mother was an activist. I know you're talking about that story. His mother was an activist.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know what? And that remember those black guys that they never found that went missing? That was from
Missouri.
What country? Huh?
Missouri. The state Missouri.
No. They was from another country, and they went to Florida, and that was a hush situation. They didn't want to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of this shit. The black lady, I guess her son went to school with these white kids, and the black lady went to this party. It was all white folks there, and they all of a sudden the lady was found dead. She the only black person at the party. This shit was a couple years ago too. That was in Mississippi, I think. They trying to say she killed herself. It's just a bunch of shit that go on and get covered up, with this society that we're living in. But it's people like us that comes on and have these discussions and continue to have these discussions. We look at and see what's going on with Keffe D. But what we sitting up here as black people, like y'all finna tell us, y'all insulting our intelligence, telling us y'all finna stop a murder from 27 years ago.
Thank you.
Y'all can't even fix the shit that's going on right now, yesterday.
Well, the question we have, why y'all didn't solve the murder of Emmett Till? Why y'all didn't lock that woman up?
Not only that, though. Look at all of the shit they got on camera. We have people that look like us being killed on camera. They say, oh, we got a body cam. We give them body cam, they still killing it on camera, but then they get that same camera and it's not admissible in court because it shows that their officers was wrong.
Mm-hmm. But you can bring in text messages or messages from YouTube, because of somebody talking on YouTube. Y'all got this thing messed up, because I promise you, it's something we better start paying attention and getting our behinds out, voting and putting who we want in office.
So hold on, why could they took Keffe D interviews and use them in court? Why couldn't they use them accused interviews in court for R. Kelly?
Well,
and
like I
with
said,
that, along with
Yeah.
them messages that I sent you regarding old Kim, that's been going on with these BOP officers. They've been doing this.
Yeah.
Well,
go ahead and speak. Me.
I'm sorry. I was telling Jeff, me and Jeff was just talking. And I was telling him earlier today when we was talking, I said, Jeff, you know, a lot of these rappers now, like, and I'm saying these labels, you know, they using, of course we see now, they lyrics and everything else, and they're using that against them to build cases. And I was telling Jeff, I said, now when you think about it, if they're doing that, which we know is entertainment purposes, but why not go after these labels too? Because my thing is, a lot of this stuff, I mean, it can't be, you know, a lot of this music can't be passed if the labels don't sign off on this stuff. My thing is, if they're gonna do that, so you mean to tell me, are they gonna be coming after Samuel L. Jackson and Denzel Washington next? Because think about it, they're actors, they're in movie roles, so they're shooting and killing. So would you turn around and use that against them? But it's like they target the rappers, and it's one of the things I was telling Jeff. I said, you know, if you really think about it, all of this stuff that they're doing, I even touched on the thing with R. Kelly. I said, now, you notice how the government, how they do us. And I'm going to tell y'all a quick, give you a quick little overrun of what happened to my son almost a year ago. So I was, you know, just how dirty the system is, the government, like, they just dirty. My son was in a fight. Probably it happened about a year ago with another young boy. My son was 18. The boy was 16. Well, the boy hit my son, and they was at a party or whatever. So, we you know, we had to go to court. They wanted to, you know, make it, you know, charge him with a felony, you know, with so many different charges they was trying to charge him with. So, and Jeff can attest to this, because I would tell him all the time about it. I would go to court with my son, and my son being a young, never been in any trouble, you know, football player. But what they were doing was trying to get my son to tell what happened with some of these other guys that was at the party, and they ended up, you know, kind of beating the boy or whatever. And so I would go with him to court, and they played this thing out for a year. But because, you know, me being a person, I'm not no fool when it comes down to the law. I'm not, you know, I don't have a law degree, but I'm not a dummy either. So, you know, with me going with him, a lot of times they told my son, oh, well, hey, I tell you what, if you tell me who these boys were that did it, we'll just let you go. Mind you, we had all the evidence to show that my son, they did have an altercation, but what happened with the other boys just jumped on him. Well, my son didn't know him, and they jumped on him and beat the boy up pretty bad. Well, my son didn't have anything to do with that. Actually, he was trying to break it up because he's not a confrontational person. Well, anyways, they was, oh, well, if you tell us this, if you tell us that, and, you know, I told, you know, the attorney, I said, look, you know, I understand that my son gave me the okay to speak for him because he was young, he didn't know. So I told him, I said, this is a good learning tool for you, because when they try to build a case upon you and they want something, they don't care how they come and how they get it. I say, so I actually told the attorney, I said, look, you know just as well as I know my son. Well, you know, the prosecutor, they came back and said, I said, he's not taking anything. He's not going through anger management class. He doesn't have an anger problem. And he's not going, and my son said, I don't know these guys. Well, if you tell us this, we'll just let it go away. So to make a long story short, what they do is they get these young boys in, and you know, and they try to, you know, use them and use them to build a case or whatever. So whole while we playing a game, I say no, he's not. That's your job as with you being the prosecution. That's your job to solve this case. Like my son didn't have anything to do with it. Well, they went on, and I told him, I said, well, I tell you what. You telling me that if my son testify against them, it'll go away. So my thing is, if that's not robbery, and what you guys do if you're not threatening, because you're telling him basically, oh, well, if you don't do this, this is what you're gonna get. Oh, if you don't do that, then this is what can potentially happen to you. So I told him, I said, I tell you one thing. The same tactic that they tried to use against my son by telling him, oh, well, hey, you do this for us, then we're gonna do this for you, which lets me know that you guys don't have a case on my son. Because if it's just that easy, if he did a crime, then okay, make him. If he's by all means, he has to do the time. But it let me know you didn't have a case. Well, lo and behold, they offer him. Oh, we're gonna take it. I said, well, let's go to trial then. Let's just take it to trial. Well, we got a call back. Oh, well, we just gonna drop the case. And it was like, before, if my son or I had not been there, to basically step in, my son would have been on probation probably for 2 to 3 years, just paying out money for something he didn't do.
You see how they play?
But it's like I said that's the same thing that they did with our. If you think about it, in this 2008 case, whenever this man they was trying to get him for robbery, and I'm like, well, dog, if that's not what they doing to these victims, you basically saying, oh, well, if I'll give you immunity and all this other stuff. Well, if they did the crime of in Section 8. Exactly. So if that's not robbery and you're not coercing, because basically too, if you're saying, okay, well, if you don't do this for me, it's a possibility that we're going to give you these, this amount of time and you're going to get these years. Okay, well, that's also threatening because you're basically saying if I'm not doing what you want me to do, this is probably what I'm going to face. It's like, and I'm thinking to myself, like, the government been getting away with this for years and years and years. And we as citizens, it should be all types of lawsuits against the government because it's so much hypocrisy.
The thing is, once you get inside their courtroom, you enter into their playing field. And from there, it depends on how good of a strategist you are. Can you outthink or can you outmaneuver them at their own game? You got witnesses in the R. Kelly's case that took the stand that said to the judge on the stand, I didn't say that. The government said that.
Right.
I didn't say that. The government said that on several occasions.
Let me tell you something. When they said that, that case should have been thrown out. Because if the government did
testify, that person's testimony should have been accounted for.
Either the one on the stand that's been questioned had lied, or the government had lied. Somebody is lying. And it's surely Robert Kelly.
Yeah.
It was the prosecution lying because remember the judge said that she was going to impeach their testimony because it was inconsistent with what the prosecutor was presenting.
Absolutely.
But when you in their playing field, you got to be able to outplay them at their own game. You see, that what Johnny did. Johnny knew once he gave that statement to the grand jury, he got immunity, so he can come on that stand and say whatever. His statement has already been accounted for.
And along with the other dude,
R. Kelly had nothing to do with it. They ain't hearing that shit. They hearing what he wrote on that letter, on that paper to the grand jury.
Right. Yeah, I remember like when like Shamika just laid out that situation, what happened with her son, and it was like parallel to what they were doing and saying about R. Kelly. It was like y'all talk about coercion, y'all talk about enticement, y'all talking about threats and all these different things. But see, that's a testament and an example and a prototype to show how they do. They paint this narrative for you, but this is what they actually do to us to get us to cooperate so we can turn against each other. They've been doing that since they came on the shores of Africa and turned the people against people against each other to sell us into slavery. You know what I'm saying? I'll give you this for that. And then the messed up thing about it is we will fall for that at our own detriment every time, bro. Every time.
What about they hit them with this one? Just give us a statement. Give us a deposition. And we ain't gonna no, they don't say we. And I'm gonna bring J-Rock in after this. They'll ask you to give a deposition, and I'm not gonna charge you. They only speaking for themselves. They're not talking about everybody else that's gonna be looking at this statement. So they fool you to think that they can determine what happened to you and what don't happen to you. You give a statement saying, oh, well, then I played this part in it. Now your head thought you were finna walk away scot-free, and you were just sat here and admitted to some shit that they gonna go take to the prosecutor. And now they gonna tell you, well, I told you I wouldn't do it. I didn't tell you that the prosecutor wasn't gonna do it.
Yeah.
Look at the games they play. Man, they put first 48 on TV for a reason, and niggas still continue. The niggas felt like they started wanting to get on first 48. They put it on there to show you how these interrogations go.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so man, now Mika and her son, they ain't take the bait, but imagine how many of them other kids that didn't have that foundation took
their parent, that didn't have that parent in there with them, their dad, their mom, their cousin, somebody who knew law, that could navigate them, you know what I'm saying? And I seen it on the other hand. I got a cousin 25 years old in the state of Texas, and like I told his grandma, I told his grandma straight up, you are the reason why your grandson is in prison and got sentenced to life in prison plus 25 years on a capital murder charge. I say because the thing was, he was with somebody. He was driving the car with a friend. The friend got out of the car, went to go stick somebody up. He pulled off and left the dude there. The thing was, that dude got out of the car with your grandson. They came to your grandson, offered him 5 years. The simple fact that they saw your grandson car dropping that dude off, you should have took the 5 years. He only pulled out because of the scuffle started. He was sitting there, and then once the scuffle broke out, he pulled out. So he knew what the dude was coming to do. Man, if I know if I'm on that camera, I know if I'm on the scene, I'm gonna go. If they come tell me, hey, I'm gonna take my little 5. The dude that actually did the shooting, he turned state evidence on my cousin. He took 50 years, and my cousin got life plus 50 years. Now make that sense.
So just imagine other people in that same situation don't even know what a person about to do, and they still end up in prison.
And that has happened on numerous occasions.
But you can't. But I'm not gonna say it don't happen that way. But if you and your homie ride, just like I say, that's just like us trying to separate Azriel from the shit that her mom and them did. She knew what the play was. Going in. So we can't separate them from her and her from them. They all knew the play from the beginning. Now, sometimes you could be innocent to a situation, rightfully so. But in that situation where I told my auntie, I felt like my cousin and this dude, they be together every day. You know what I'm saying? You dropped this dude off, you was sitting there, they got the scuffling, you hear the gunshot, you pull off and leave him there. Now, if you would have just dropped him off and kept going, you had a good argument.
Yeah.
But you sat there to see what was going to happen. And then you pulled off. They come to me with 5 years. I don't want to go do the 5, but I'm going to take my time as an accessory to the fact, you know. But when you let this dude they offered this dude 50 years to turn on you and say you was the mastermind behind this shit. Man, you can't.
And they believed it.
At 25 years old, man, you get charged with capital murder, sentenced to life in prison plus 50 years. When you turned down 5 years and took it to trial. How the hell do 5 years turn into life plus 50 years?
You know what, Vi? That happened back in my hometown a couple years ago. This girl, she took one of her girlfriends to her boyfriend's house, and so she was waiting in the car because she went in there to get something, and she's supposed to come right back out. Well, she came out and she had done shot and killed the boy. Okay, so she got back in the car. The girl didn't know it. She pulls off. And she basically telling her what happened. And do you know that gave that girl just as much time as the shooter?
Hey, I see.
And she didn't have nothing to do with it. She didn't know, but because if anytime you around or you got something to do with it, or they feel like you got something to do with it, and you sitting up there saying, "Hey, I didn't do any of this," and you got this other when I was with her, I didn't do any of this. Well, hey, you either get this time or and you got some people say, "Well, I didn't do anything, so why do I have to, go to prison?" Or you telling me this, and I guess she went to trial, and they charged that girl. And she didn't have nothing to do with it.
Didn't tell them that she didn't have anything to do with
it. The friend could have cleared her and say she didn't have nothing to do with it. The
friend told her that she didn't have nothing to do with it.
The friend wanted her too.
No. The friend did say she didn't, she just dropped her off. But apparently, when she went to trial in court, they tied that girl in there. But you got to keep in mind, when you in them small redneck towns, they don't care. And this happened down south. So that girl got just as much time, and she's spending time in prison, and she got 2 kids, and she didn't have nothing to do with it.
I got in my hometown where I'm from, they had 6 boys went to jail for killing 1 man. And isn't it so crazy though? Because I'm looking at you 6 dudes go to rob 70-some-year-old man, and y'all couldn't wrestle this man down. 6 of y'all in 1 year. You know what I'm saying?
Big Boy, is that the Gina 6 thing?
It wasn't Gina 6. This happened up northeast Louisiana, where I'm from. They wrestled with a 70-some-year-old man. Then they only got $240 off of this man. Went back to the house while the man was dead, looking, trying to find the money. Because the man, he was hustling. He was an old school dude, but he was still hustling. So when they finally found the dude, his family went there. He went answering the door, answered the phone. Got in the house, they found the dude dead. These 6 dudes done robbed the man. Instead of them, at least jumping on the man, they shot the man. Then one of the guys was a relative of mine. They say he shot the man after the man was already dead. So they gave him 32 years. They gave the guy that shot him first time, he got 32 years. Then the FBI, when they came and found the dude, when the family found him in the house, when they came and did the investigation, why did detectives come and find the money? And y'all wouldn't even believe where the money was at. The man had the money taped to the top of the deep freezer.
Wow.
The man, they were going to the house every day looking for the money after they had to kill the man. They only got $240 between 6 people.
But what about the dude that sit on the stand and told the judge, the prosecutor, the defense, and everybody that was there? They asked him, "Why didn't you give the tape to the police?" He said,
they were gonna give him $1 million.
So that's automatically a what? A crime.
That's a crime.
And they told him that he was perjury. He was perjuring himself because he did not do what they told him to do. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
But wait a minute.
He went against the grain of what they told him to do. What is it that y'all could tell him to do when y'all knew that this dude is a scam? He's a scam artist. That's what he does.
I was about to say, what was on that tape then? See, that's the problem. They keep saying all these tapes and all these tapes and all. They only saying it was child porn because they don't want nobody to see what's really on those tapes.
And they couldn't say it was child porn because if it was, he's supposed to be locked up for possessing and remanufacturing.
Right.
And he was not locked up for that.
He never got.
Can you say that one more time for the people on the back of the bus?
He should have been locked up for possession and remanufacturing, reproducing child pornography. If that was in fact the case, child pornography. But the simple fact that he wasn't charged for it, and I got the documentations of what Darryl McDavid and his at the time attorney said the tape they received from Chuck was a tape of Robert, Lisa Van Allen, and Drea Kelly, and that was the only reason why R. Kelly was trying to get the tape back because of his wife. I can go through my phone right quick and get the screenshot.
See, do y'all remember when the Savages threatened Kelly Price?
Oh, Kelly Price came out and told her ass something real good.
I said, why are they threatening her? And she said the truth. She said, when I was around, I didn't see none of that. That didn't go on. What else she supposed to have said?
But it's so funny that you all of a sudden went missing when you were supposed to be on that stand testifying for your friend.
But I'm gonna tell you, they probably threatened that woman. I'm talking about the government.
They didn't threaten Kim.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
What's up, Big Von?
How come Kelly Price's sister didn't testify? How come Melanie Daniels didn't testify?
We'll talk about that on a later date because it's a whole lot why a whole lot of people didn't testify that could have testified.
And one of the main reasons why a lot of people didn't testify because the PI that was supposed to get them to the court.
Say it again for the bad people on the back of the bus.
What up, J-Rock? The man in charge of getting the people there to testify, he took the money and went on vacation. But what up, J-Rock?
What up, Big Vibe? What up, everybody on the panel? Nisi, Judah.
Hey, baby.
J-Rock.
Yes, what up? And what up, Mika? How you doing?
Hey, Jay, what's up?
Oh, shit. I'm good. I'm sorry about what happened with you and your son. That I can't imagine how traumatic that shit was. I know it was very traumatic, but what I had to go through.
Yeah, but hey, let me tell you, it was a learning experience for him too, and for me, because my kids had never really been in any trouble like that. But I was telling Jeff earlier, I said, Jeff, this R. Kelly situation has really shifted, and the thing about it, everything meant for bad, God a lot of times turn it around for the good, because y'all, we would not have been as educated and so involved and invested in learning. You understand? And not just that, but just the political part of everything and how dirty, the system and how the laws are broken to get a conviction. It's just a lot of things that we as people, as far as being educated, this man has really done. And I say God, put him in that position for a reason, because he knew he can go through it. But it was also to educate us as Black people on what's really going on.
And guess what, me? Guess what I'm gonna say before J-Rock get to talking. I told people a year ago, the best show they ever put on TV, produced by 50 Cent, was the Isaac Wright story.
Yes.
That show for life. That show for life exposed the government in ways that it has never been exposed. The way they got fought his case from in prison. It showed the politician, the
Yeah.
all type of shit that we see that's going on with R. Kelly. That show for life. The reason why they took it off of air is because it was exposing the corruption.
It was exposing too much.
Prison and politician.
And somebody mentioned Denzel earlier. I want to tell y'all do know they did try, and they still trying. Y'all saw the white woman trying. Oh yeah, she tried.
That's why I said, a lot of this stuff, like, and that's what I'm saying. Black men, I told Jeff, I said, our black men got to get it together, and I'm saying in a way, because if not, they are trying to make sure they extinct. That they make all black men, heterosexual men, extinct. And if men don't start fighting back, at the end of the day, she touched me.
They gotta first learn how to stand together.
That's what I'm saying. Stand together, and at the end of the day, we got to, just like they formed him too or her too. I don't give a flip. This stuff will stop, because when you get they want to, position this thing like all men are, women are victims, and men are just ones that were half of the women out here. They throw themselves on men, and they do all this flirtatious stuff, but then a man can't go up and say, oh, well, she touched me in an inappropriate way. But when men start sticking together and they start forming these same little groups, I'm telling you, a lot of this stuff will stop, because right now, I was telling Jeff earlier when we was talking, I'm like, this is just ridiculous, bro, how they just doing our black men. Like, when you get in power and you have money, it's like you better look out. You better look out, because they coming.
When you got a black man sitting up saying, we are those of you who believe in Jesus, y'all have been brainwashed. I am y'all's Jesus. Dude, you're not my Jesus. You confused. And I promise you, them very same words that you speaking, you're gonna have to open. Hey, the Bible tells me, and it tells him and everybody else, every knee gonna bow and every tongue gonna confess that Jesus Christ is Lord. So you gonna bow down. You're gonna bow down today, or you're gonna bow down tomorrow, but you're gonna bow down.
That's right. But see, another thing too, I was telling Jeff, I was talking to me and him was talking, me and Jeff, he'll tell you, bro, we have some really deep conversations, and they be some deep ones. And I was telling him, I said, the thing about it with a lot of this stuff, and when, people do things for money, and money is the root of all evil and all this stuff. But when you think about it, y'all, I was telling Jeff, I said, one thing about it, you can have all the money in the world, but you cannot buy your health. You don't never know when sickness or anything gonna come upon you or your children, and you have to understand that you will reap what you sow. Like, if you sow bad seeds, you gonna reap bad seeds. And it's like,
heaven, but you can buy your way to hell.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, that's true.
But you know what? It's so sickening that not only you have women out here lying, saying somebody did something to somebody, you got men, black men, that's doing the same shit that the women is doing.
But what happened to the men that used to, and that's what I'm used to. When they didn't go to the law to bring correction, that correction was in that alley. When they whooped that tail in that alley, you knew not to do that crap no more. Men didn't go to the police. That police was out of the equation.
But that's because our black men don't have codes. That's why you have all these other races that's surpassing us, because they have codes. It should be where if you got an out with your brother, you go to your brother behind closed doors. Everything now got to be publicized on the internet. Everything got to be, if you got an issue with them, you can't call them up and talk to them.
I don't play that. I tell people, I will not go back and forth with nobody on this internet. I'm a man.
Thank you. Vi.
I'm gonna
And
stand
I
on that.
appreciate you for that, my brother. I appreciate you for that.
My name, I be hearing shit about me. I go type my name in fucking just the other day. I'm gonna put that up there. I type my y'all can do it. I type my name in the YouTube search. Man, it's got people out here got fake pages with my name, all type of shit. I don't worry about that because guess what? Only this page right here can speak the way I'm speaking right now. All the other
And
people,
Lord knows, I'm gonna personally tell you from me, from Sandra, Dominique, I'm telling you, we appreciate this page. We appreciate you because it's real and it's nothing over here fake. We may be country. We may be country because I am from the country. But God damn it, when you see me, I don't look like I'm from the country. No. But I promise you, I will whoop your ass like I'm from the country.
Which way you want it?
And you know what? Yeah. And just by these pages being up, it's really helping Jennifer Bogine. It's really helping that woman because she's putting on paper what we bringing out, and it's like she's moving left and right, and this is what they mad at. This is what they mad at.
Yeah,
she can't do it by herself. It's us helping her.
If you look at it, you know, in its full diaspora with the Bill Cosby situation, they was on YouTube. They didn't do much of nothing but speak on the facts of the case. And by coming together and galvanizing as intelligent-minded Black people, they actually aided and assisted his legal counsel in the right way. No negativity. Everything was in unison and everything was done in righteousness. And therefore it was no drama. It was all information. It was all positive, and it actually helped his legal counsel. Because what bloggers do, they are pretty much paralegals, because the time that they don't have, we have to dissect every aspect of the case and bring forth information that may be helpful, some of it, all of it, or partial. You know what I'm saying? Whatever we can do, but if we do it in the right way, it could be very beneficial.
Well, that stuff that they was bringing out for Dr. Cosby on YouTube, when I tell you those bloggers, they did their due diligence. They did the behind the scene homework. They worked in unison. They worked together. And anybody that came in there speaking anything ill or negative that brought they felt like brought some negative vibe, you were out for good. They didn't give you a chance. You were gone for good. When it was time for Dr. Cosby to go to trial, they formed that perfect union. They got on them buses together. They rode those buses together. They prayed together. They were in unison together. They dressed together. They did everything together.
And you gotta have tough skin when you're a blogger. That's why I say with Vi, you know, I do commend you for overlooking things, because you, even though I know people, you know, we all emotional based people, but when you are set to do something and you have to literally block out all the, because it be so much that's gonna come at you. And people gonna talk about you, they gonna criticize you, they gonna do, but as long as you keep your eye on the prize and don't get distracted by nothing and nobody, that's what makes you a good decent and have integrity, you understand, and a good ethical person as far as it goes with you being a blogger. Because it's just like, you know, for a while it was just so, you know, things all over the place and everybody was all over the place and there was so much division. But when you a person that have tough skin and you say, you know what, even if they talk about you people can't, you know, they can only get a response if you give them one. But if you don't give them a response, they can't get nothing. So they gonna go on. That's not like like the devil. If he feel like he can creep on your family or whatever. Cause one thing about that old joker, he don't want
He
you. If
ain't
you got
sleep.
children, he don't want them children. He wants you. So what he'll do, he'll get the closest thing to you, which is your children or your husband or whatever he has to do to attack you or your wife to get to you. But when you tell him, hey, I'm gonna serve you your eviction notice, and you got to go, you can't stay here, and you ain't like, man, he gonna flee on. So that's
That's
why I
right.
say with you, why if you keep doing what you doing and continue to do what you do, like, yeah, you'll be okay.
And I have to
Absolutely.
give it up for Black CEO. He
Yes.
was that brother.
Shout out Black CEO.
That brother there. He was on. I mean, that's literally where a lot of us kind of, took a pattern of how we wanted this to be, because Black CEO laid the foundation of how he felt like it should be. And it's still a lot that did not get it wasn't done. And I believe in my heart it's gonna get done, because that brother there, he has so many skills to get this thing to where it needs to be. And like he said, we have enough people. We don't need to go looking for no other people. We got the people to get the message out. We just got to do it the right way.
Yep. And that's the thing. Like, I was telling Jeff prior, like it was a lot of good. Like T. Stevens, he was one that was
Yes.
on. He was
I
a really
still
good
talk to
one.
T.
Yes,
I still
T.
talk to T.
Stevens. But if you notice, a lot of people that had like they just kind of backed on back, and I can understand it, because when things get so chaotic, you just have to sometimes step back and because I'm
Yeah,
not
because
a
they had
blogger, but
started getting into that man's personal business, and hey, that's off limits.
yeah,
Get out that man's personal business.
yeah,
Exactly.
yep. So it's some good bloggers and stuff like that I follow, for a while, and still from time to time, follow. But I don't be on YouTube like I use, because YouTube is not my life. Like I get on it every now and then, but sometimes it's just I have a family and other stuff going on. But I still like support this man. It might not be on YouTube all the time, but I really still have conversations with people when it comes down to like the injustice of him and other men.
But
It's because
I
it's
would love for you and Senator to sing to Baby with the two of y'all. Oh my God, that would be a powerhouse live. Senator to
I
sing.
tell people though, because you hear a lot of time people say, I don't understand when it came down to you gotta know somebody to speak on certain things. And
No.
man, I come on here, I don't know none of these people personally involved in this case. But what I do know is the shit that I've seen with my own eyes over the last 4 years. And that's pretty much the only thing I try to focus on is the things that I see. I'm not on here trying to discredit nobody for what they do or how they do what they do. I'm not trying to say because I know this person that you can't or you from the country, you not from the city, you shouldn't be talking about R. Kelly. I don't care about none of that shit, man. All I care about is the shit that I witnessed in this paperwork that I be seeing, the testimonies and the different interviews of these people contradicting themselves. And that's pretty much what I focus on. Try to make it make sense. I don't try to implement myself as if I'm the one who's going to be the main one to do something that nobody has seen to accomplish in these 4 years. That's
No, you are doing what is needed, and God is allowing you to do at such time as this. And only God has orchestrated this. And I know by you may not even understand it, why things has happened the way that it did. God allowed it to happen for your good, but his glory, I promise you, you are going to see it down the line. You don't see it right now, but you're going to see it down the line. God is using you because he got something greater in your future. And as long as you stay the course and keep doing what you're doing, greater is on the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. I absolutely.
J-Rock tried again right quick. What you say, J-Rock?
Well, what I was about to say was go into the fact that, you know, y'all mentioned a while back the tactics of the government and law enforcement on how they roll. And I'm gonna keep drilling this point home. They stuck this man with a one-man RICO charge. So, like I said, if you remember, like I told you about his tour in which his entourage was involved in a fight and it turned into a felony assault charge. They were so into bringing Aaliyah up and try to put Aaliyah in the paperwork and try to convince people about a RICO charge with R. Kelly, but they never wanted to bring up the fact that his entourage was involved in a felony assault charge, which happened around the exact same time that all marriage happened. So if you're saying this man running an illegal criminal enterprise, why do you not mention the fact that his entourage was involved in a felony assault charge while he was on tour? You would think that would be the one thing to stick in. Hey, he was involved. Hey, his entourage was involved in felony assault while he was on tour. But for obvious reason, we went over this, and I told you this time again. People are still shocked when I bring this up. I said the reason why they don't want to bring it up because it kills the Aaliyah narrative.
Thank you.
Which means his intention was not was to go back up to leave Lafayette to go to Chicago to meet with his attorney to deal with the drama in Lafayette. Keep in mind, he still hadn't done his show yet. He had to, because that produced a warrant with what happened. So he had to actually address that first before he even took the stage in Lafayette. He had to handle that first. So then the point of the matter is he went up there to meet with his lawyer to deal with that drama in Lafayette, and he had no intention of going to Chicago to marry a minor, aka Aaliyah. It kills the
J-Rock, who was the promoter for that tour?
I don't know the promoter of the tour, but I do remember Demetrius Smith was the so-called road manager.
If you can find out who was the promoter for that tour.
I'll have to see to find out when it was. Because I remember it was
Demetrius was around. Shit.
Demetrius was around. Demetrius was the manager because Demetrius was the one that said it. He said that he stopped his tour to go back to Chicago to marry Aaliyah. Because Aaliyah was in trouble. And I was like, that was a 12-play tour in 94. And I remember that the tour stopped for one reason and one reason alone.
But J-Rock, wasn't Demetrius already in Chicago?
Yep.
See? And then he comes back. So then Demetrius knew why he went back to Chicago.
Dirty.
He knew it.
Yeah,
he went back up to Chicago. And if you notice, Demetrius never mentioned that altercation in Lafayette, Louisiana.
Ever.
He never did.
That don't fit.
Because, and go back to what I just asked you, wasn't Demetrius in Chicago?
Yeah, because he said that Rob called him and saying Aaliyah was in trouble. How would Rob know if Aaliyah was in trouble when Demetrius was the one in Chicago?
Thank you. Demetrius, he said on another interview that he called Rob and told Rob that Aaliyah was in trouble.
And see, and then what was the other rumor talking about that R. Kelly and Aaliyah flew into Chicago together to get married? How the hell that's gonna happen if R. Kelly was in Lafayette and Aaliyah was in Detroit?
No, she wasn't in Detroit. She was in Chicago.
She was in Chicago.
But then didn't she fly in
Allegedly,
Chicago?
she was in
Rob wasn't
Chicago.
even in Chicago yet.
Okay, so if she's in Chicago, Demetrius in Chicago, she is in trouble.
Right.
Hanging out with Demetrius? Yeah, you're right about that.
Right. She's
definitely right
real
about that.
big trouble.
So we don't know if Rob went back to spank that. Yeah.
Because it don't make sense for him to tell Vibe magazine that the only reason why he had to marry her because she needed his consent to have an abortion. Make this shit make sense.
Make it make sense, y'all.
Mm-hmm. Gonna make a bad situation worse.
Right.
And when he went back up to Chicago, I pretty much figured out how that meeting went, because he went up there to meet with his attorney because his attorney flew back down to Lafayette with him. That's why he went to court. And KLFY TV 10 in Lafayette, Louisiana got footage of it when he went down there. I got a homegirl who used to work in TV, and she told me, and I asked her, was there any way I can get that footage? She said you wouldn't be able to because it's so old that it's archived and you got to get a court order to get it. That's the only reason why I wouldn't be able to obtain it. But
now let me make y'all make this make sense. Now, how is it that the pastor that supposedly married them that never signed the marriage certificate? Y'all do know that old dude, the John Doe, is a member of old dude's church. Was a member of the old dude's church.
Now that I didn't know.
What?
Now, I also the pastor, whoever said he normally handles the marriage certificates and he turns them over to the state.
But he gave that one to,
and he didn't do that. Demetrius Smith wound up getting possession of the marriage certificate and I think he said he was going to do it, which we all know he didn't.
In which, in the state of Illinois, the only person who could submit a marriage certificate to the clerk of court is the person who performed the ceremony.
The ceremony.
But let's even
and
take
that's
it
in any state.
Let's take it even deeper. Like where he alleges that he got the ID is on like 81st and Cottage Grove. And anybody, I see DV Wild in the chat, anybody that's from Chicago understands that was like a government issued identification that was for public aid that did not disclose your age on that particular identification. That was for food stamps.
Right.
So how do you get married with a food stamp identification?
There's no age. There's no age.
That don't disclose your age.
Wow.
No age on it. So that goes back to the bullshit pastor.
Thank you.
Asked for the 2 IDs. How did you take an ID that don't show an age on it? And that.
But listen, let's make this take a little further. When you are preparing to get married, you have to go to the courthouse, and you and her have to present your IDs at the courthouse so that they can put it in the records. It's already on record before you even get married.
Yeah. And I've been married and divorced in Cook County, right?
Thank you. So it's already on record before you get married. So why wasn't his marriage on record before they got married?
Exactly.
Like my boy Q say, and if they would have got an annulment, they would have had to motion the court to get it, so it would be a docket number of something. You may not be able to get the actual records, but it will have a docket number that they were in court.
Hold on, Vi. But they do have a document. They do have a docket number of Aaliyah suing Cook County.
Cook County.
Fraudulent.
Oh, you know, Big Five got it. You know, Big Five
I got it.
You know, I got it.
Jeff, I'm glad you said that, because if you ain't say that, I was about to go right in. And I said this is what it connects it to her filing the lawsuit. So the fact that Aaliyah felt the need to file a lawsuit alone already says it. And then with the case number, which the first four characters is 1997, which 1997 could be the year, which at that point made Aaliyah 18.
Thank you.
To file a lawsuit without her parents' consent.
As soon as she turned 18, she said, "Let me get this fraudulent stuff up off my name."
Right.
And then
that this fraud tried to do.
Exactly.
They better stop playing, man.
And normally some cases may take 3 to 4 years for the settlement, whatever the case may be. 97, let's say it goes 4 years. 4 years, it goes to 2001. 2001, the year she died.
Say it again one more time, baby, for the people in the back of the bus. That's friends with Aaliyah.
2001. If it takes 3 to 4 years for a case to be settled, whatever case may be, it takes 3 to 4 years. If it goes 4 years, it's 2001. August 25th, 2001 was when Aaliyah died. And I'm really starting to believe that same year, if she hadn't died, that information was going to come out.
Come out. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey,
You know
J. Rock,
what?
Peep game, bro. Oh no, go ahead, bro. I want you, because you ain't really said much. I want you to go on here and finish your thoughts.
I don't know, when you file a complaint against the government or hospitals or whatever, I don't know why does it take that long to settle. They want something to happen to you within that time, because it doesn't take that damn long. If you already did depositions, you already did this, go ahead and try to settle the case.
Exactly.
You know, it's not making sense.
And to add to what you just said, how do you counsel a marriage that took place in Illinois? How do you clear that in a different state in Michigan?
And not only that, Jeff, how about this? How about these documents? Everybody with documentation talk about, well, the marriage was annulled three to 4 days after it happened. It happened August 31st, 1994. August 31st, 1994 was a Wednesday. 3 days later was September 2nd, September 3rd. That was on a Saturday. You can't annul a marriage on the weekend. And our was in Chicago, and he was on tour at the concert when he went and did that show in Lafayette, where my brother and his wife went to.
Y'all got y'all phones to look up the dates. All y'all gotta do is go on y'all phone.
That's essential. Those offices are not open on no Saturday.
Right. And then you can't annul a marriage. There's no way she could have annulled that marriage without Robert being in prison.
And he was on tour in Lafayette.
And they annulled it in Detroit.
And he would have been present to show up to annul a marriage for the reason of the person he married was 16 years old. His ass would have been leaving out with a pair of silver bracelets.
But they got married in Illinois, but they annulled it in Detroit.
Can't
come
do
on,
it.
man.
Can't happen.
That don't make sense.
It's fraud. It's
and
fraudulent.
I told people he married Drea in 96. So if he was previously married, the only way he could get remarried is he would have had a divorce decree or some type of docket showing that he was no longer married to the person he married.
Thank you.
The first time.
Come on now.
How come none of the Motown artists ever came out to expose Barry Hankinson about who he is?
Because Barry Hankinson is Big Red. You know his office hours, right? From 9 to 5.
Why wouldn't, if he married a minor, why wouldn't he be charged with marrying a minor in the Eastern District of New York? Because they could not prove it.
And you saw the grand jury question Angel Cruz. Why are we not bringing charges for this? Y'all presented this evidence to us, but then y'all tell us we're not going to charge him with it.
And they had the same questions we got. Now, tie this back into the original topic with Keffe D, right? All this false narratives and propaganda. The media paints propaganda and false narratives. They use certain people as leverage against others to get certain dispositions against others.
Yeah.
Therefore, they frame their cases around these dispositions, these statements, these omissions. You know, if I say something and it's on paperwork, they could use that as evidence, even though it may not hold no merit. But just the fact that you said it, we could use that as evidence against you. But what is the motive? Okay, if you look at R. Kelly case, over 50 people in the state of New York had immunity deals. When have you ever seen anybody get, normally in a case, you may have one or two people be offered immunity. And that's normally the star witness or somebody that's right there with the star witness. But you got close to 50 people get granted immunity. So they had to fabricate a lot of different things just to secure a indictment. How many times was that indictment superseded and remixed before they had the thought that they had a secure case? You didn't have now one.
And why would the star witness in Chicago ask for immunity for her family?
Oh,
exactly.
She wanted
just like I said, if they supposed to be victims, you can't be a victim at the same time and get immunity, because immunity for people who did something wrong.
And I say all the time, if there's children involved that have been violated, immunity would normally and should be off
the table.
Off the table. Ain't no immunity if you violating children.
Right. And then going
else can't get no immunity.
Right. And I'll tell you something else. Go back to what you said earlier, Vi, in regards to Chuck talking about that nobody that the reason why he had the tape is because the police weren't gonna give him $1 million. And the strange part about it is, and y'all already alluded to it, it was extortion charge. He was trying to extort R. Kelly. But then they gave him immunity for extortion. And then talking about his child pornography, he held on to the tape for 20 years.
J Rock, while you going, just speak to the fact that ain't no way Kim Fox dropped those charges in Chicago just because the man had got convicted in New York and in Chicago on the federal charges. If that man would have them charged on the state level, he would have did what they said he was doing, they would have brought that case for.
Oh, hell yeah. Everybody know that Kim Fox didn't drop those charges because they talk about, well, he was already sentenced to 30 years and this, that, and the third, and he got other cases. We just gonna drop the charges, and it's saying like, well, I know the victims want to be heard, but we ain't want, but we're not discounting them. But he's already been charged, so there's no reason to pursue it. No, the real reason was she didn't want that case to go to trial because she knew that case could be televised.
Yeah.
It was going to be televised on national TV, and she didn't want to take the chance of her office being exposed because, face it, her office is already exposed because you already had some prosecutors that already
And you know another thing that's bothering her? Her husband's name is Kelly, ain't it?
Ooh. Say it ain't so.
Kelly Fox is his name.
Oh, damn.
Damn. I didn't know that.
Damn. Ooh.
She enough feelings real deep.
She done messed up now.
I got nothing after that one. I got nothing.
Hey, man, that just blew my wig back. But you know what?
I just got I'm looking at the thing from the Chicago shit. It say the jury question per the judge with respect to count 6 is the and in between the reference to video 2 to video 2, video 3, and video 4 in the indictment must it be and, or can it be only 1 or 2 video, not all 3? So this is how Lennon Weber This is how these people did the fuck shit. This is when they pulled the fuck shit in Kel's case in Chicago. See, when they say and, that means they would have had to find him on. He would have had to been found on tape 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. But when they changed that and to or, that means he only had to be on one tape, and they just gonna charge him for all 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now to draw it back into the original topic with Keffe D. Imagine how many times they gonna try to change the paperwork just to fit something from over 30 years to make it stick.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? People
right,
having accounts of something that happened back in 1997 or 96, and they were, come on now. You know what I'm saying? 1996, how can you remember every vivid detail? And I was listening to a certain platform, and I won't say it on Big Vibe platform, but they were reading court document. They already interrogating people with this Keffe D Tupac situation, and people are giving very vivid accounts that sound scripted already. They already putting the play in motion to formulate these indictments so they can secure more indictments to bring it in. And you already see what they doing with Young Thug. You already seeing what they doing with FBG Duck. These RICO cases, this RICO thing is real. And Black people, whether you like the particular artist or entertainer, you need to understand the significance and the difference with what they are doing. They have, in certain states, it doesn't have to be federal anymore to bring, of course, a RICO. In the state of Georgia, that's why they come in that trunk. It ain't got to be federal. They trying to charge him with a RICO in the state of Georgia. A RICO. Just because you may have been on the phone or they could prove that you was in tune with somebody. It doesn't have to be a federal offense anymore. You know how dangerous that is? Conspiracy. You know what I'm saying? I got a friend that went down. They did 13 years. He just came home a few years ago off of conspiracy. Something he had no knowledge of just because he was on the phone at a particular time, got 13 years. That's dangerous. You know what I'm saying? We need to be like anti-RICO as a culture right now because they're trying to entrap everybody with this law.
Mm-hmm. And that's why with Trump, Jeff, like he was saying, like he won't be in a, I mean, with it being state in Georgia, is certain states that won't allow you, if you was a president proper, to like pardon yourself. So that's why that's why this whole Georgia thing with him, and believe it or not, like they do not want that man back in office. They are trying every single thing that they can to keep him from running for president.
Yeah. Yep.
And that's because it's not because that Trump it's because he cannot be bought. Like a lot of these other presidents, that's why you have all these dip up on Obama, everybody, oh yeah, Obama this and Obama that, because he was black. But at the same point in time, that's why a lot of the world, I'm just saying, things are like they is now. This whole LGBTQ, and they have more rights than we do. I mean, I'm just saying, no matter what color you are as a LGBT, or if you're gay or trans or whatever, it's even to the point now where if you say you're transgender, you can actually be placed in a female's prison. You know, so just for the safety and the security of. So it's one of the things where Trump, a lot of this stuff, like he's against it. So they coming after this man so hard, and it's for those very, very, very. They do not want him back in office because they know a lot of this stuff now. Kids now can actually basically say that a young boy at the age of 10, that he want his genitals cut off without the parents' permission, and they can remove the child from the home. Okay.
Check this out, Mika. Like we were just saying, we live in a society now where they're saying to us that a 17-year-old woman could not young lady, a young girl, whatever you want to call it, classified, cannot decide who they want to lay down with, but a 12-year-old boy or girl can decide their gender if they want to add or tuck. You know what I'm saying? They can, a 12-year-old could decide if they want to be a girl instead of a boy, but a 17-year-old can't decide if they want to. They don't have the consent to do that. You know, that is crazy to even consider the or conceptualize that reality that they are framing.
Yeah.
Framing laws around this concept. So what does that tell you? Even though both of those individuals are young, it's an agenda attached to it. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of your moral compass, what's the agenda? Why are y'all doing this?
Right.
What's the end game? Y'all are trying to perpetuate a certain lifestyle on the youth.
It's been a hidden war for decades, and that hidden war is against black people.
Exactly. They don't want us to populate.
Yeah. When they talk about the Bible, talk about rumors of wars. Yep. Rumors of wars. But it's a hidden war.
Yep. That's why when you think about it, y'all look at these abortion clinics that's in the areas of poverty. Now, mind you, if you want an abortion, they'll pay you. I mean, you could actually go in some areas and get an abortion for free or 500. But say you want to keep your child, or you can't get, a mother can't get the help she needs to keep her child if she's supposedly over the income guidelines or whatever you want to say. If she want to bring a child in this world, think about it. If a mother, also a black woman, say, "Hey, I can't have kids. I want it." They got to pay $20,000 to basically, for a fertility clinic to go and try to, conceive or have a baby. So when you think about it too, they're not only executing black people in the streets and all this other stuff, and we doing it to each other. They're not doing it in the womb of kids, like with the mothers when they're carrying their babies. So it's one of the things where now, yes, they are trying to depopulate, and that's why now, if you think about it, these, in areas of poverty, New York and all these areas, it's a abortion clinic. That's all the Democrats now are pushing is abortion. When you go and you look at when Kamala Harris go to these HBCU colleges, she went to, and that's how she was speaking on, was abortion. Abortion. They're pushing it heavy. They are really trying to depopulate.
You can't murder, but you can murder a baby. Get the hell out of here.
But listen, they're even trying to get it, bro, where a baby can be executed in the womb at 9 months old.
Ooh, wicked.
9 months old, you can be fully term carrying a child. But yet it's still, but yet it's still, y'all, a baby, a dad, a mother can have the right to say she don't want the child, but then the daddy don't have no say so.
And for the ones to say R. Kelly guilty, look at what your government doing. Look how wicked these motherfuckers it is.
Look at
it.
Yeah.
He's found guilty. The same people doing all this wicked shit, y'all sitting up here taking up on.
And at the same time, while y'all sitting up there putting all this pressure on the R&B singer from Chicago, look at all the missing women and young women and grown women in Chicago that's missing.
Right.
The 600. Where's these movements for the women that's actually that's missing, being locked on chains, and all this crazy stuff, the propaganda that y'all try to put on this man, that we all obviously see was false narratives. Where's y'all integrity to say, man, y'all lied to us? We need to concentrate on real victims.
And see, the part that you say that is because I said this before. The reason why Shanquella Robinson's case has not got the attention that it richly deserved was because, number one, she didn't date R. Kelly. Number two, Bill Cosby didn't offer her a drink.
There you
go.
Damn. That was a good one, bro.
And then know this. Look at this. Before they arrested Keith, I heard about Puffy that gave his artist their money or whatever the case. Just a little before that man got arrested. So Puffy already knew. He already knew that man was gonna get arrested.
He getting his artist, they publishing back, man.
Yeah, and them people done suffered all those years, and you now want to do think
Thank
that
you. When they ain't worth nothing. I'm just saying.
where B5? Y'all remember B5, the little mixed guys, the R&B
Mhm.
group? Where they at? Where Total at? Where all these people at?
Hey, me and Shami was just talking early. We had a laugh about it. Can you picture the bad boy group chat on Facebook?
Oh,
Oh, dang.
you know who would have started that? Jaguar would have started that one.
Man, they on that like this dude over here. Man, we wrote a whole album for the. Remember we wrote that album, bro? Yeah, he only gave.
Hey,
Man,
can I? Hey, before, can I ask y'all something? I seen something on YouTube yesterday. Total. They were supposed to be an R&B group or rap. What was they? They was R&B, right?
both actually.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. They were kind of a fusion. They were more or less an R&B group, really, if you really look at them.
really? They? Because I mean, the reason I'm asking because I never bought an album of theirs. Actually, I mean, I only liked the songs I hear on the radio, whatever, or whatever was played on the
I did buy
video.
their first tape though. I did buy their first tape.
Was
So
And
you
In
didn't hear rap on it?
their second album, Puffy tried to copy TLC, Crazy Sexy Cool. No, their
Right.
first album tried to copy Crazy Sexy Cool, and I said no, it never be the same. But Pam did say early 2000 they was offered millions of dollars to go to the studio to do another third album. She said she was not in the right place. I
I
was not in
liked
the
it
right
them.
place.
I liked it them, but I don't think they could really. I mean, even back then, they couldn't really rap like
I mean,
you
it was
know.
more singing. I mean,
Okay,
it's crazy the
it is.
career and the way that they went down, and it's just crazy, man.
Mm,
It was so bad that I think Pam was working at a Culver's. She was working at a picture shop. She named all the places she was working at.
right. Okay. My bad.
Mm-mm-mm.
What up to everybody on the panel? Everybody in the chat. It's your boy
Hey,
DB Wild. I'm in the
Hey,
building.
what up, DV?
DB, what up, bro?
And then, I really didn't want to really. I just want to join the panel, to sort of support. You know what I'm saying? But I really didn't want to say too much. But speaking back on that part the about R. Kelly and Aaliyah getting married and everything, for one, you cannot get. You have to be annulled in the same state that you had the marriage in, of course. For
Right.
two, when that so-called marriage went down, if I'm not mistaken, that um that person who ever married them back in 2008 trial, they admitted then that when they married Kales, just like they admitted that they married two people, but they couldn't see and tell tell who faces it was, if I'm not mistaken, because Aaliyah allegedly had like a veil or something down in her face or whatever. And from what I heard, Kales actually wasn't in there when the whole ceremony was going on. He was sitting in the vehicle, in the limo or whatever. I mean, I could be wrong, but this was the part. This was like right before Demetrius had went into the place and paid the $500 for. You know what I'm saying? I I mean, I was getting bits and pieces of it.
I
If
say
any of
this.
it makes sense.
I
If
say
any,
this. If Chaos married Drea in '96, I don't think it was that shit we see on TV, that married at first sight shit. I don't think that's what it was. I think he had to been dealing with her for a little bit, you know, to see how she adapt to his lifestyle.
we
So,
still talking about Aaliyah though. I'm still
but
talking about
but
Aaliyah.
to get to
Okay, go ahead.
the
Okay, go ahead.
the biggest thing to understand about the Aaliyah shit is this, simple as this: the shit was all made up, man. This shit never happened.
Right, that's what I say.
Right.
It never happened. It's just a story. That's it.
It's just a
And look who
story. That's
told the story. A
right.
motherfucker who got fired. And what he said, he got fired, which had, like R. Kelly said in the song we broke down yesterday, about
Absolutely.
them crooked ass managers. He done fired him, and now you got a vendetta against Robert because guess what? You feel like he owe you something.
Right, and I don't see why you think he owe you something if you ran off with the black card or
How
whatever.
you gonna do this
And
to
then,
me when I
and then you
done
took
did
money
all this
off
for
him.
you? You didn't do nothing for R. Kelly, but take from him the whole time you been around him. You just was robbing him.
Right,
And then you pushed it, and then you pushed the narrative, and then who did you have pushed the narrative besides Demetrius Smith? Vibe magazine.
Vibe
Who wound up putting that marriage in that magazine.
They should have been sued.
Like I said,
he was
the
able to sell
magazine
that
hit
story.
the stands before Christmas, and it was the February edition of '95.
And why was he able to sell that story? Because Jim Derogatis was already mad because Kells would not allow him to write on his life, his music career.
And they was looking for some, and back then they was looking for somebody to make an ass of. I got an echo.
Yeah, they was looking for
you
anything.
hear me now? Go ahead. Yes, they was looking for somebody to make a ass of themselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it just didn't make no sense. And then Demetrius come to court. That punk say, "Look at the R. It's sort of shaped like a piano." When I fell the fuck out, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I fell the fuck out. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I seen when I seen Sylvia and them going through those when they was reading the transcripts and everything. It really, I looked at it, but it really didn't hit me to Spitfire. To Spitfire did it. When Spitfire did it, oh my God.
And you know what?
It really hit me.
And I'm gonna guarantee you something else.
It was funny.
Whatever story that Vibe magazine had in the works of then, they stopped the press on it. And they pushed that shit to the side. I promise you, because how else would Vibe magazine get a hold to the marriage certificate so quick unless they talked to Demetrius or Barry ahead of time?
And if Chaos didn't give it to him, and Aaliyah didn't give it to him, how else could they got the motherfucking certificate in case they already had it? Come on now.
They maybe they made it on their own. I mean, if you
my point exactly.
If
Shit, the pastor told you after the ceremony he gave a certificate to Demetrius Smith. So that tell you right there, the ceremony never happened. Him and Demetrius. What I told people is this: Demetrius never paid $500 because you gotta really look at this shit.
Right, that's what. Go ahead, hit him, big guy.
He never went and got a fake ID, none of that shit.
There you go.
Demetrius paid somebody for a fake certificate.
There you go. There you go, Vi. That's what I was finna say because he had allegedly stamped it, right? You understand what I'm saying? How can you go pay for a real one at a legal place, right? And get a copy of whatever, and get a copy of the certificate, right? And then they stamp it, right? And then pass it on to whoever it's supposed to go into next through the office or whatever. How can you do that without, you know what I'm saying? You could have never. And then he took this phony certificate, you feel me? And then gave it to Jim Derogatis. You see what I'm saying? And then once it got posted and put in a newspaper, whatever, however it got on the social media, and once it got out there and started flying, then okay, everybody believed it. Like, oh, so really it was a marriage, this and that and the third. No, that's bullshit. Because how can it come from a place that's a certificate, a place that where they only do certificates? You see what I'm saying? Like, how can it come from a place that does that and they stamp it? And then how?
Right. So from August 31st to the time the marriage supposedly was really happening, to about the end of November, beginning of December, They went on here. They had concocted that whole story within that 3-month time frame. Right. So by the time December came around, they already went on here, put the story in motion, and then the story was already about to hit the press by the time in the latter part of December. So they was at this shit for about 3 months, probably a little bit more, especially they was trying to figure out how
they was gonna do it.
They was gonna try to figure out how they was gonna jump it off. It just so happened that when R. Kelly was on tour and had that incident at Red's Health Club and had to fly back to Lafayette, that was the opportunity for them to do it.
Because that would be, because if not, then right, that would be like going to the public aid office or social security office somewhere, right? You want to fill out your papers, right? And you never turn them in. You understand? But you take them and you take pictures of it, post it on social media, and now it says such and such. I ain't gonna use your name, but it says Tim or whoever is on public aid or Section 8 or you know what I'm trying to say? Like, you know, just because. And that's what they went off of.
I'm starting to think that
that's what they went off of.
You know what? I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, go ahead.
What I was about to say, I'm starting to think that Barry or Demetrius made a phone call to one of his boys in the entourage to actually start that fight down there, so R. Kelly could actually have to come back to Chicago. I'm starting to believe that that's probably what happened.
When you say that fight down there, what you mean? That you talking about
when R. Kelly was when he was on tour in Lafayette, Louisiana, his entourage, they was playing basketball at Red's Health Club.
Right. And then
go ahead. And then when he was playing basketball at Red's Health Club, his entourage had gotten into a fight, which resulted in an aggravated assault charge, but got escalated to a felony assault charge. And he had to leave Lafayette to fly to Chicago.
To tend to this mess.
And then his lawyer flew back down with him to go to court. The local news network had footage of it. I'm almost starting to believe that either Barry or somebody called one of them dudes in the entourage to try to kick some dust up to have R. Kelly come back to Chicago to shit in motion.
And give them a heads up. And give them a heads up to let them know, okay, this finna happen. Whatever's finna get ready to go on.
I'm starting to think that's probably what happened.
It's a possibility. That's a possibility. That's a possibility too, though. That's a possibility too. So you guys, y'all never heard of him getting supposedly marrying Aaliyah, but she went in and she stood by herself and she had her dress, her veil on or whatever, face covered up or whatever, and they married. I thought they said that in the transcript that they married two people, but he didn't. The actual pastor, reverend, whatever he is, didn't know if that was Aaliyah or not.
I remember something about that. I also remember the fact that the pastors didn't have the marriage certificate to turn in, and he was normally the one that actually handled the marriage certificate. Okay. But then Demetrius Smith said that he got it from the pastor and said he was going to take care of it. But the pastor, he always handled it and turned it into the state.
I heard that. But you know what goes wrong right there? Because Demetrius couldn't have that. He can't. That's not his job to do anything like that and turn it in or do anything like that. That is the person's responsibility who marries the couple.
Right, exactly.
They turn it in and they send it off, and the original that signed documents, okay, and then you get a copy in return. So when it's like any other certificate. I mean, you get your original birth certificate or whatever when you born. Okay, you get your original birth certificate when you born. You ever lose it, then right, you can't even get that right back. You have to, you know what I'm saying? You have to get a copy. Now you can get your original from what I heard. So don't mark my word. This is what I'm hearing. They say you can get your original birth certificate back, but I think you have to maybe pay some little extra money or whatever kind of case is, and then you have to file for it the legal way. I don't know, through state whatever. I'm not sure, but I ain't gonna get into it in a lot. But
you
they
know
say
what?
you can get your original birth certificate back. That's what I know.
Which I'm probably sure that's the case. And then the funny part about it,
Exactly.
in regards to Demetrius Smith handling the marriage certificate in the
Mhm.
past was supposed to, but Demetrius went here and said he would handle it, which obviously
Which
the
is a
part
lie.
is he didn't turn in the marriage certificate to the state. He turned the marriage certificate over to Vibe magazine,
And
and
Jim didn't
that's
got
how
it. Yeah.
Vibe got the
Exactly.
copy of it.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's why I made the point about, you know what I'm saying, him that's like saying, that's why I made the point exactly about, let's say if you go to the, you know what I'm saying, to the public aid office or social security office, you get your paperwork, you sign it, but you never turn your paperwork in. You never turn it back in. But you take it
But
to
just getting
sometimes,
a public aid ID alone is not
right.
enough
So
verification to get married. You gotta have two forms of identification.
two forms ID, and right, and a public ID, and a public aid ID is not one of them. How? You have to have a, a um a driver's license or state ID and a birth certificate, right? Social security card, I would assume. Just like as if you was,
Or a passport, but not no damn
or a
public aid
passport,
ID.
but not a public aid ID. Just like, I mean, I get it confused. Like if you was going to get a like if you go get a state ID right now, or you upgrade your, you know, you upgrade, go get your state ID right now, or driver's license. You need two forms of ID, right? At least you need to know. They need to know the place where you reside, right? So you would need like a what, utility bill? Is it state ID or a driver's license and a utility bill, something like that?
It's
Maybe.
different based off the state. It's different based off where you live.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
And I agree, Blessed. Demetrius
Yeah,
was
but
taking orders from Bear.
yeah, but you know what, too, Vi? Let's say if you move from where you reside at right now, and you come to Chicago, okay? Let's say you had a gun license down there, or just even a state ID or a driver's license, right? You come to Chicago, bro. You can use your state ID or your driver's license for a certain amount of days. This just happened to somebody I know, that you can use it for so many days, 10 days, 30 days, whatever. You on temporarily, basically. Now you moving though. You moving from Texas to Chicago. Now, in order for you to move from down there and move here and to switch over and say that all your mail coming here now, all your personal private important information to come here, you just can't go walk up to the Secretary of State and then change everything. They actually want you to do something, whereas that you go back down there, sign some type of paperwork or something like that. I had a buddy that just went through this. It's something. You just can't switch it over just like that, is what I'm saying. That's my point I'm making. You can't just switch it over everything and say, okay, I'm leaving Texas, I'm moving to Chicago. No, you can't just do that. And then carry your address over and then change your address because you're moving here. You can't just do that, from what I know.
That's why we know Demetrius Smith just did what he wanted to do. And the story that he gave wasn't the accurate depict, it wasn't accurate to what happened. But we understand when it's involving R. Kelly, you can say you blow smoke out your ass and they'll believe it.
Yeah. When it's anything due to him, then what I'm saying, they gonna change the rules, regulations, Hey, they gonna do everything. They gonna change and to or. Even with a even in a minor case like that, they gonna change and to or. You feel me? Like seriously, I don't know, man. It's certain stuff is different when you move from one city or one town to the next. Certain things are different. Even if I'm not 100% right, which I'm not trying to be, I'm asking. That's why I'm asking questions too, as you know what I'm saying, as I go along, because I'm not. I'm not trying to say, hey, I'm not trying to say I'm perfectly right or whatever. But I know it's certain things. I had a guy that just went through the same thing, and he been here for like 30 some days, and he's still trying to get his real information from the place where he used to live at, California, whatever that is, Florida, whatever. You know, it's different laws in different states. Is what we got to understand. It's different laws in different states. It's not the same. You cannot just transfer everything. I mean, it's crazy. Right now in Chicago, you can go by right now. You know what's going on by right now in Chicago, man, bro? You can go by almost any police station right now and see a bunch of fucking Mexicans in front of that boy right now. You know why? Because they trying to move them people in here, bro. That's what they trying to do. They trying to move them in here. They trying to get them people's places of residence to be able to and get them addresses, help them out, get them financial help and everything before they even give us any kind of financial help and everything. It's a fact. I mean, hey, you can catch them all in front of the Home Depots, the Menards, and everything down here, bro. I'm being 100. They taking our jobs and every fucking thing from us.
They've been doing that in Texas, man.
They been which they been doing, bro. Which they been doing. You feel me? They been doing. And me being a contractor, you feel me? I mean, seriously, bro. I mean, because I got clients, people who I go and give them an estimate or whatever or something, and then because the Mexicans then came and gave them an estimate before I did, right? So I come and give my estimate. If it's any bit above the estimate that they said, you know what they gonna say. Well, they didn't, that person didn't charge me or whatever. They didn't say that it was gonna be that much, this and that and the third. You feel me? So they gonna, you know what I'm saying? They going so, and us as black people, you gotta understand that's the messed up part about us. Because just because one person charge a certain amount of money for one thing, that doesn't mean that we supposed to, that the next person supposed to charge that same amount of money for the same thing or whatever. You know, and that's facts, bro. I mean, but then the Mexicans come along and you give out their prices and then it be cheaper or whatever, and they figure that they do better work than us.
All I can tell you is this: when you see the Mexicans moving in, you better find you a trade that they can't get. That
Ain't no
means
such thing, bro.
anything that's legal that you need paperwork to do. That's what you need to be doing.
But that ain't no
Cause
such
all the other
thing.
jobs they gonna take over. You niggas be
That
complaining.
ain't no such thing. They coming in. They giving them the legal aspect of it. They giving them that shit. While we sitting out here, gotta go to school for it. We gotta get all this paper, this work, and this information and everything. They giving them that shit.
But see what we doing. What our people doing? We can't take the blame off the shit that our people doing. Our people putting their time into taking down celebrities.
True. Well, that's true.
Look at what our people doing. Our people ain't trying to fucking live out here. A lot of them is sitting waiting on handouts. I'm not gonna lie, bro.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm not finna be
Yeah.
mad at the Mexicans coming over here because the Mexicans gonna do the job that niggas feel like they too good to do. It's too hot
Well,
outside, Joe. I ain't going out there.
well, you know what? It ain't always about that though either. Because you know why? Because they'll pay the Mexicans they'll pay the Mexicans more money than they'll pay black people in a minute.
Hell
You know
no.
why? And then hold up. And then guess what? When the Mexicans mess up, who you think they call? Then they want to come back and call us.
I can't agree. From my experience, I can't agree, man.
Okay.
Niggas has been pampered, man. When it comes to certain aspects, now we can't blame everything on people.
No, we can't.
We can't.
But I can guarantee you this. That I can guarantee you this, and I'm done with. But I guarantee you this: you can charge if we charge somebody $1,000 to do a job. You feel me? Whether it was $1,000 or $10,000 to do a job, it doesn't even matter. The Mexicans gonna come along and they gonna try to underbid us. You feel me? And they gonna charge whatever 5,000. They gonna charge half of that, right? And then when they mess up. That's
but
the part.
that ain't how it go. It normally we go to our buddy because this my homie. I'm gonna go to my homie shop. My homie say, shit, I'm gonna get a quote from a Mexican. Mexican say, oh, I do it for $1,000. And guess what we do? We go holler at our homie. Shit, man, ain't nothing but a little dent. I can pop that out for you. Shit, man, give me $200. Then your homie that popped your dent out for $200. Now your check engine light on and shit. You don't know what's going on with your car.
Yeah, but you know what only thing I'm telling you is,
it ain't the Mexicans, DV. I don't want you to keep saying it ain't the Mexicans ain't the cure for niggas, man. The cure for niggas
but they do mess up. That's all I'm saying.
They mess up, and if I see
they
Mexicans
do.
Up, it's because some business that went bad somewhere. Agreements hadn't been met.
Yeah. And some of us just don't want to fuck with our own kind.
You know who built the Trump Tower?
Probably the Mexicans.
Shit, Trump told you the Mexican built it.
So I'm right. So at the end of the day, I'm just saying that, you know, hey, but it's not
How
like
many niggas you seen on skyscrapers?
It's not that they don't mess, but it's not like they don't mess up.
How many niggas you seen on skyscrapers building them high rises?
Man, too many of them, man. I know. But hey, look. The Mexicans, they probably could have got R. Kelly out of town, nigga. We wouldn't even go through this case. Man, look, I'm just saying. For real. But it's all good. I ain't want to say
I can't, you know, Mexicans, they trying to make a living. I ain't got nothing bad to say about them, man. You know?
No. I ain't against them. I ain't hating on no. I don't hate on nobody. I don't give a damn if you black, white, whatever. If you can come and do the work, do the job, that's all I care about. I don't give a fuck. You can be gay. I don't give a fuck. If you could do the job, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. That I don't discriminate against nobody.
They can live 4 families in one household. Everybody get along. Everybody help each other up. Niggas can't live with cousins, man. 2 cousins can't live in a house together.
And you know we can't, man, because you know how we is, man. We be overstepping boundaries. Niggas be trying to pull your card. Niggas wanna, you know what I'm saying? You know how it go, bro. We extra, man. We extra. We be doing some extra ass shit to each, and it's not that we doing extra shit to the opposite, to Mexicans or white people. We doing extra shit to each other.
Your boss tell you your lunch break 30 minutes, you take 45 minutes and get mad at him.
Exactly. And you think you supposed to be treated like the Mexicans now, nigga. No, it's not happening, bro. You supposed to be on time just like everybody else.
Mm-hmm. You know what?
If the Mexicans came back on time, why you ain't on time? You see what I'm saying? You gotta it's the name of the game is called reading the blueprint. You gotta do what everybody follow suit and do what everybody else doing. You can't take extra time because you a because you a black man. You can't.
That Spanish person gonna make you look bad because he gonna go to lunch on time. He gonna come back before the time is up, and he gonna work The
And he
entire
gonna
time. What up, J-Rock? What you about to say, bro? We finna
Well,
get up out
yeah,
of here, man.
yeah, I was just about to say about the dip on out of here. I got an idea for your next live vibe. I got an idea for you. The title of your next live should be: Is Black love still? Can Black love survive, or is it on life support? Reason
Damn.
why I asked that question is because something just came across my feed. Said Damian Lillard is filing for divorce.
So you said is black is black
Is Black love or alive,
love
or is it on life support?
or
His old lady probably didn't want to move up to Milwaukee.
life support? Okay.
But that'll be a good one for adult talk.
You know that conversation right there kind of deep because
It's been a minute since I had my adult talk, so
you know that kind of conversation kind of deep because you got the men aspect, then you got the women's aspect. You feel me? I'm just saying. I'm letting you know right now, so we got to be ready for the sisters because they ain't finna let up. They got their way of looking at
article
it.
in the private chat.
Huh?
I just put the article in the private chat.
Judah say they do not face the same injustice like we do. I'm not sure what part of the world you at.
What Judah?
But what I'm seeing in Texas,
what do you mean,
I'm gonna
Judah?
tell you one thing about Texas. Texas don't discriminate, man.
No, they don't.
Them people have their communities in Texas, and J-Rock, he can speak for it. The Mexicans have their communities, and they stay in them. But if they get out of line, guess what them Texas police gonna do? I don't give a damn. Arlington, Grand Prairie, motherfucking police don't play.
Zion, you know what we got now? Out here we got the Mexicans. They on the scroll and they got they kids and characters. They got the kids in strollers now and everything. They out here on the scroll, bro. And you know what they doing? They walking up to you and they got their translation thing set, bro, in their phones, bro. And they trying to pick up dudes and you know what I'm saying, all this old extra shit, bro. I'm telling you that's what they doing now. They coming over here and they
Man, a couple months back, man, I bumped the back of a Mexican car, man. Them people got out. I was dead to wrong.
Did he fix your car?
Them people got out. Nah, I hit them.
Oh Lord.
And they got out the car. He looked at his car, looked at my car. He couldn't speak English at all.
Oh Lord. Did they look like the Mexicans off of Friday?
I couldn't speak Spanish at all. But we both pulled our phone out and put on the translator.
Oh Lord.
Said something. He said, "Thank you, my friend. No problem." And I said, "Everybody okay?" He said, "Everybody okay?" And shit. He got in his car. I got in my car. I went on to work and he went on by his business.
So they ain't look like the Mexican Sanchez whatever his name.
No, they ain't like but we as a culture though, we gotta do better as a culture, man. And one thing we could say, we look at these other cultures, man, they are doing it. You gonna have those bad apples in the bunch, but the ones that you see sometimes, and I work with a lot of, if you work construction jobs in Texas, you working with Mexicans. You know, I work construction, I work pipelining. So I've worked around these people shit about most of my work life. You know, so and it's a lot of the structure that those people have, man. When they out there working, they look out for each other. You gonna have one or two that might be ass kissers or whatever. But when you out there, man, two black people working on the same job, man, you can be real as you want to be to that dude. If that dude can get you out of there, guess what he gonna do? He gonna get your ass out of there. And that's at any job, man.
Go ahead.
You get a promotion. You get a promotion on a job, black motherfucker mad at you. A Mexican see one of his homies get a promotion, shit, he know he finna go get another cousin to come in and take that spot that he had. You know, man, our people, Man, look here.
But you know what?
You think he's something else because he got promoted.
You know what? Yeah, but you know what we gotta do? We gotta stop. We gotta stop. You know what? Even though our people still mess up sometimes and whatever, Mexicans mess up. That's all I'm saying. And you know what? We gotta
But you
stop.
know what Mexican mess up though? Like you said, Mexican mess up. They ain't blaming us. We
I was
mess
just
up.
gonna say that.
We
That's
do
what I'm
shit,
going
right?
at.
How about this though? We do shit. Now, in certain situations, we can say the brother Kels is innocent. But how many times have you seen niggas do shit and get caught red-handed and blame another nigga for it?
True, that's facts. But what we gotta start doing is, like I was gonna say, stick up for each other. It doesn't matter if one of us mess up. You understand what I'm saying?
I'm gonna stick up for
To
you
a
when you're
degree,
right. But when you're
to a
wrong,
degree.
you're wrong.
No. I'm not saying that when you're wrong, you're not wrong. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that even when it doesn't matter. Like, I'm not even gonna put this on the Kels case. I'm just saying when you wrong, you wrong. But what we gotta do is start sticking up for each other. Cause it don't matter if you right or wrong. You have to stick up for each other. You know why? Cause those people, they stick up for each other regardless if they right or wrong.
Well,
If
I
you
can't
don't
do
stick
that,
up for
man.
yours, if they right or wrong, then you know what you're doing, bro.
Ain't no way.
Okay.
Ain't no
I
way,
mean,
DV.
I'm
If
not.
me and
I'm
you
not.
together and you sit there and see me do some wrong shit,
Yeah.
you
I mean, it depends on what I'm saying. It depends on what the wrong is.
now
Well,
you
a
got
job is
now
one.
clarify that. Now you gotta
Okay.
clarify
Let
that.
me
You
go
can't
there.
say, oh, these people, but we can't worry about them people though, because you gotta look at the only race of people that's suffering in this country is who? We the only
Okay.
race that seem to can't get it together.
So let me go here then. Okay. I'm not saying that if you mess up on a job or something, anything that's fucked up can be corrected, far as I'm concerned. If it's messed up, if you put something in the wrong place, moved something or built something the wrong way, or did something the wrong way, took the wrong route, it could be corrected. It could be forgiven and corrected. But you kill somebody, that can't be corrected. So we're not talking about in the sense and in the case if you kill somebody, hurt somebody, or something like that. I'm not saying it to that degree. I'm saying
Okay.
we got to start looking out and sticking up for each other, far as you feel me, like on what we know can be forgiven. In so many words, do that if that make any sense? Like I said, if you murder and you kill somebody, you go out and kill somebody especially for the wrong reason, You feel me? Then you wrong, my brother. You bogus, my nigga. You had no business doing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you go out and kill somebody because they killed your mama, nigga. Then what the fuck? They not you. Ain't no in nobody's eyes, and the demise is wrong because you killed my mama. Ain't nobody finna sit up there and be like, because the next person gonna say, shit, and then kill my mama, shit, nigga, I'm gonna kill his ass too. I don't give a fuck about going to jail doing some time. You feel me?
But
But
you
now
gotta
you
understand that shit though. All that stuff like that, man. It's up to the individual person. You know, when you talk about those situations, like, and that's a situation that a homie that I went to school with. One of his,
see what I'm saying? We all got that. We all got that.
His cousin, stepdad, set the house on fire while his mom and they was in there, but his little brother wasn't able to get out. And my homie cousin, 20-something years later, one day just woke up, drove to the dude's job, called the dude outside, killed him.
Damn.
But he say it was trauma from what the dude did, with his little brother. But at the same time, I can't say it's right or wrong, but at the same time, I just
you ain't that person. You ain't feel like that.
I can't speak on it. I can't say it's right or wrong, but I could say I wish he would have went about it a different way.
Right?
You threw your life away, But if you feel like that was worth you doing it, then hey, who
Right.
am I to say you were wrong for
Right,
doing
but somebody killed your family member. I'm gonna say it like that. Somebody killed your family member. It doesn't matter whether it was cousin, mama, brother, sister, auntie, niece, nephew, anything. You don't even give a damn. You don't even
it?
care.
I mean, it's a degree, man. You can say a lot of people say they don't give a damn, man, but it's a
Yeah.
lot. That's a lot of shit, especially if something like that happened right now. I would be in a situation where I gotta think about the future of my
Yeah.
children.
So you gonna step back and look at it like, hey, cuz, why? Hey, cuz, what just happened, cuz?
No, I'm just saying, if
Why
somebody
you
was
do
to
that,
do
cuz?
some shit, I mean, when you gotta evaluate. You
Yeah,
gotta
you
be
do.
able to
Yeah,
understand everything.
yeah,
You know what I'm
because
saying? If
yeah,
somebody did that shit, now I gotta
yeah.
see it like, damn, I got my daughter, my
Uh-huh.
sons.
Yeah.
They got a
But we
whole
don't
life
but we
ahead of
don't be
them.
thinking like that though. We
You know
don't
what I'm
be
saying?
thinking
But
like that.
that's what some people say, and
Yeah.
I can see that in a sense of a way. But me being the person, I have to really consider all of that shit, man,
Yeah.
because I am a father that's
Yeah.
actively in my children's life and know how much my
And you
children
take care of your
depend on me.
right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
every day, any situation come about, I got a license to carry, I got guns and everything. But guess
Right.
what I do? I can have my gun with me, but you know what I tell myself sometimes? Depending on where I'm going, I know I don't need to carry this gun
Yeah,
because
because you already know that if you pull that gun,
you gotta use
you
it. And
go you go
if
you
I
go
use it, I
you
gotta kill somebody.
you already know if you pull that gun, you gonna kill somebody for real, right? You feel me? Like you know what I mean? You be thinking that in the back of your head, like I'm just not finna play with nobody. Like seriously, I'm not finna play. If I pull this gun, I'm gonna kill somebody for
I was
real. So
taught in
so I,
my
I might well not even have this gun because it don't make no sense to me. Because you know what I mean?
I was
Like
taught in my gun lesson class, if you pull the gun, you best to do
you better
what you
use
gotta
it.
do.
Hey, I got cousins that's in the that work. I got cousins that's police officers and also work in the in the county in the jail cells and shit. And you know what? They tell me, cuz say even in he work in the county. He say, listen, they don't teach us to pull guns and just arrest
Hold up,
people
wait a
and this
minute.
and that and
Don't
the other.
walk forward. Nah, If you brandish that motherfucker, you better be ready
He
to do what
say,
you gotta
yeah,
do. But
especially on like 9, bro. Especially on 9. 9, you on max, my nigga. He say they don't teach us that. He say he say if you shoot at anybody, they don't teach us to shoot and miss nobody and graze nobody or nothing like that. He said they teach us to shoot and kill. This is what my cousin say. My own fucking family, bro. He say if you
now you
pull that
see,
gun,
I'm gonna say this before I get ready to get out of here.
okay.
But now they're giving us the tools to give them the reason to shoot and kill us without no repercussion. You go to
Mm-hmm.
states like Texas, you don't need a license to carry. You
Mm-hmm.
just all you gotta do is be able to, no felonies on your background that will prevent you from getting a firearm. You just go buy one. It's
So
open carry. It's open carry in Memphis. It's open carry.
right.
A lot of these states going to open carry. So what does
Yeah.
the open carry do?
So even
Now
so even so even down there, you don't have to have no type of card, period.
you
All
don't
you
have
need
to
is a
have
driver's
no
license, state
license.
ID.
You don't have to have nothing but an ID.
I heard of this. That's why I'm asking you. Because I
Yeah.
heard of this. You don't need shit.
All you gotta have
Not
is an
nothing.
ID and no criminal background.
And you gotta be able to have your paperwork saying that you bought that firearm legally from a store.
Where's gonna be in your name? You better not have a serial number. Your serial number shouldn't be scratched off of. Mine got
Right.
my pistol got stole, and somebody tried to sell it, and it got in. Won't the people called? The people told them they couldn't give it back to them. Police
Damn.
will pick it up. Police called me. Hey, we got your
Somebody
firearms
using
down
your
here.
name. Right.
You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Went down there. Shit, they ran the background check on me. Oh, your shit came back good. Okay, go
Right.
ahead
So
and
they ain't do too. They ain't do too much questioning you or whatever, because you wasn't there anyway, or the time of the event or whatever that happened, right? Anyway, so it didn't matter. Okay. All right. That's what's up. All right, that's what's up, man. I'm gonna let you get on up out of here, bro. I just
Yeah, man. I appreciate
you know
y'all
me.
coming through.
You already know. I just want to rap with you for a minute. Go ahead.
Already. Shout out to everybody that came through today. Y'all know, man, it's very much so appreciated. But we finna get ready to get up out of here. We done did 3 hours a night.
Yeah.
Keep it deep, man. Don't talk to the police.
Man, KVD. And KVD, fuck you. Nigga,
man, I'm out of here,
KVD, we could have got you 20 years ago, bitch.
Man, get out of here, DV.
I'm out of here.
CA dropped the body. Hold 26, I glad it. I'm big pressure. I'm big pressure. I'm big pressure. I'm big pressure. Submit cars, I got it. Metro the gate, I got it. Bust down ice, I got it. Exotic bitch, I got it. I'm big pressure. I'm big pressure. I'm big pressure. I'm big pressure. CA dropped the body.
Man, make sure y'all get y'all t-shirts, man. This sale ends this week. Man. Get one shirt, $25, man. Free shipping, $25, free shipping. 2 shirts for $40. 2 for $40. Use promo code Big Vi at checkout. 1 shirt for $25, free shipping. 2 shirts for $40. Use promo code Big Vi at checkout for the discount. Thanks for everybody who has purchased a shirt. Thanks to everybody who plan on purchasing a shirt. I appreciate it. And thanks again, man, for you all coming. We still yelling free Kels until we see Kels. Everybody who did order their shirt, when y'all get y'all shirt, man, make sure y'all leave me a comment and let me know you got it. And email me a picture with it on, so you can make the flag, make the live. Send me a picture with you rocking that Big Vi opinion tee, and we're gonna put you on the live. Like, yeah, thanks for the support. Again, get your t-shirt, man. This week, sale ends this week. Go to my community wall. You'll see the t-shirts. The link will be in the community, in the t-shirt link. All right, until next time.